Welcome to Kennesaw State University and our virtual open house. I hope by joining us for this program, your decision about where to go to college gets that much easier. Students come to KSU to learn to engineer for the future, teach with impact, program innovations, lead in business, become caring nurses, and prepare for many other careers. Our exceptional and engaged faculty help make these goals a reality by guiding and investing in our students. Truly, KSU has it all, from our invigorating courses to prepare you for a meaningful career, to a playoff caliber Division I football team that you can cheer alongside Owl Nation. KSU has a wide variety of organizations and research opportunities for you to get involved with. We have 2 beautiful campuses that are easy to call home. Even during a time of social distancing, we have launched more than 1,000 extracurricular activities for students, and you'll find deck chairs, swings, and solar tables for studying all over our campuses. And if you're interested in a world-class honors program, the KSU Honors College is among the best in the state. This is why students who apply to KSU overwhelmingly choose to enroll here. How do we know this? U.S. News & World Report has ranked KSU as the top 15 in the country in yielding student enrollment. At KSU, we place students first in everything we do, from making sure proper health and safety measures are in place during these unusual times, to ensuring students have access to the courses they need to earn their desired degrees. We're doing everything we can to provide an education and experience that sets the standard for what it means to attend a top-tier university. If you choose KSU, you will leave here with a hard-earned degree, fond memories, and a community like no other. Come to KSU to find your wings. Go Owls!
Welcome to Kennesaw State University's virtual open house. My name is Jordan Stevenson. I'm the Director of Student Recruitment, and I cannot believe that this day has finally come. We are so excited for this week. Big week. We're going to tell you how to go through this whole week here in a moment, but we have some awesome people that I get the pleasure of working with that are here to serve you at KSU here on camera with me today. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk through how this session is going to go and how the entire week is going to go.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. Hi, everybody. Hooty hoo. My name is Natasha Talreja, and I am the Associate Director over Transfer and International Admissions here at KSU, and welcome again.
Awesome. Hooty hoo, everybody. Welcome to Virtual Open House. I'm Jacinta Lester, Manager of Admissions for Special Populations. We're so glad you guys came to join us.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about how this session is going to go and how this week is going to go. So we wanted to kick things off with admissions, right? Because you have to be admitted to the university so you can take part in all the really cool things that go on here at Kennesaw State University. So ultimately you can get a degree from Kennesaw State University and go out and be successful in the world, as we're going to talk about here during our session and during every session that's going to happen this week. So we're having live sessions Monday through Friday. Today's Monday. Hello, if you didn't realize. I know it's hard after a depressing weekend.
We don't want to talk about it.
Yes.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, so
baseball.
Thankfully I lived through the 90s, the good years of Braves baseball, but last night and the whole thing was hard. Okay, and also great. They did a wonderful job. Great season.
Good job, guys.
In spite of it all. So all that being said, we are doing sessions. So hello, it's Monday. Sessions Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. each day. And for an hour during each session, you're going to hear from a different academic college at the university, or as we like to call them, campus partners. You're going to hear from people like housing and dining, financial aid and scholarship. You're going to hear from people like the College of the Arts that we have today, the College of Science and Mathematics. So awesome sessions. Your intended majors, we're going to talk about all the majors here at the university. We're going to talk about a lot of people that are here at the institution to help you connect, like people from student affairs. We're going to talk about people that are here at the institution that will help you get plugged into internships and job shadowing and undergraduate research opportunities, jobs on and off campus, and then future careers. So you're going to hear from everybody this week, and you're going to hear particularly from, like I said, your intended major, cool things that are happening in all of the academic colleges, and even the Honors College. You're going to hear from them this week. So we wanted to do something different. Why are we doing this? hopefully you've watched some of our Facebook Lives that we've been doing, it, whether it be from admissions. We do a lot of them. Jacinta and I are the primary people that are doing those. You may recognize Natasha. She's been on one or two over time, or some of her people have been on. But also a lot of campus partners. So you've probably have seen orientation, you've probably seen advising, housing, dining. So we all have different sessions that we're running from time to time. So hopefully you found those meaningful. And that's why we decided to do something a little different for open house than just your average Zoom session. That's pretty much what everybody else out there is doing, is some form of Zoom. And this is different. This is bigger. This is, you're gonna see cool videos. You're gonna hear from different people coming and going that are on screen, on camera. This should be a much more interactive experience for you throughout this week. So we want you to join in. You're gonna have tons of opportunities. I mean, I'm really good at math, so there's 15 opportunities, 3 hours a day for 5 days straight. That means there's 15 opportunities. So yeah, there you go. And that's the extent of my math skills. So 15 opportunities to join in. And we want to give you some extra incentive to join in and participate, comment during these sessions. So hopefully you'll pop in when you recognize that it's the college with your major in it, or your intended major, or maybe you have multiple things in mind. You're interested in a couple of different majors. Pop in for all of those sessions. Spend a little time with us and ask those deep questions that you want to ask, because we're going to have our campus experts on screen here for you. So ask those questions live in the chat. If you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you can ask those questions live in the chat, and we're going to address them during the session. Sometimes it's going to be throughout, like our session today. If you have questions about admissions, we're going to answer them as they come up. So just ask at will, and when it's an appropriate time, we're going to answer those questions. Some of our college sessions, they're going to be answered at the end of the session, so they want to make sure that you hear all their really cool things, because a lot of times the things that they talk about are going to answer the questions that you have. But if not, we're going to answer those questions at the end of the session for you as well. So make sure that you're just asking us the questions that you absolutely need to get off your chest that you want to ask. The other thing I want to talk about, because this is different than Zoom, something that, and I'm using Zoom in like the Kleenex way, right? You know, it's not a tissue, it's a Kleenex. We all say it's not soda, it's a Coke.
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
You know.
It's not pop, it's Coke. Band-Aids is another perfect example. So you know, our lives have been virtual during this really hard COVID pandemic, and the COVID-19 pandemic has affected us in so many, in all areas of life, right? And we recognize that while this has been a really difficult time, not only for our state and for our nation, but also for the world, we recognize that the world's still turning, and that you're still out there, and in whatever phase of life you're in. If you're a high schooler out there, you're thinking, what's next? Maybe you're a younger high schooler and you're thinking about dual enrollment. I want to go ahead and knock out some college credit. Why not make my life even busier? No, a lot of times students find it's easier than just doing the high school classes. Yeah. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. I'm getting off track. You know, maybe you're out there and you're at another university, or you're at a community college and you've been intending on transferring to KSU, or maybe you're out there and you're what I call a full-on adult. You know, you're like maybe in your mid to late 20s, and you say it's time to retool. I want to go back to school, or I want to start school for the first time. I want to go to college. I want to get a 4-year degree. We're all in these different phases of life, but I do tend to believe that we're all zoomed out, to be honest. So we wanted to do something that was different. So I recommend, if you're out there, you're sitting at home, or you're sitting at somewhere where you can cast to a big giant TV. If you're at home and you're normally casting things like YouTube TV or Hulu or Netflix or whatever, that you do the same thing with this. You can cast your Facebook or your YouTube to your TV if you have a smart TV or you have a Chromecast or something like that. You can cast to the TV and watch us on TV, because this should be, all of the sessions this week should be kind of like a Good Morning America type thing. That's kind of at least what we're going for. You can let us know.
Will TJ Holmes, George Stephanopoulos. my favorites.
Wow, you throw it. We're gonna go with a
those
George
are my-
Stephanopoulos.
She's
Those
ready
are
with
my
the big names.
A lot of big names here, big words to pronounce.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, so if that's it, like, hopefully we're getting close to that, right? Like, hopefully it feels like that at the end of this. But that's what we're shooting for at the least. So why not experience it on the big screen, on whatever big screen you have at your house? So watch it on TV. If you can't do that, watch it on a computer, right? If you can't do that, then watch it on your phone. We are just excited that you're here, spending a little time with us, and hopefully getting your questions answered. At the end of the day, our open houses, our traditional open houses that we have had in the past, have been just some of our favorite days that we get to. It's not even work. It's days that we get to serve. It's days that we get to tell you about what Kennesaw State University can do for you as a student. We get to open our doors. Since we're not able to do that because of COVID-19, because of social distancing, we traditionally have thousands of people on campus for these big events. We're not able to do that right now, so we didn't want to do just another Zoom session. That's why we're doing this. So hopefully you get to interact with us in a little bit bigger environment. See if you can cast it to your TV. If not, do it on your computer. Whatever you got to do. But we wanted to do this for you, and we wanted to bring all of our campus partners and our academic colleges out to spend some time with you, like we would at our virtual open house. Not virtual open house, traditional open house. So with that being said, make sure, and I talked about this just briefly a minute ago, at the top of the chat, if you're in Facebook, you're going to see, or YouTube, you're going to see the raffle giveaway. So we're doing every session that you join in, go into the raffle giveaway and fill it out. It's time stamped by the session. So if you go in there right now, it's going to link up to this session. If you go in there at 5:15, it's going to link up to the College of the Arts session, so on and so forth. But go in there and fill out the raffle giveaway. We've got this really cool bag
Do
here.
your best Vanna White.
Do students know who Vanna White is anymore?
No,
I don't have no idea.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Showing my age.
So I'm just showing off what we have. That's what it is. So really cool bag inside of with a lot of cool Kennesaw stuff. But inside of here, lots of goodies. It's a really heavy bag.
Yeah.
I'm struggling just to hold it up right now myself. And inside here, maybe your heart's desires. I have no idea. So you want to win it, though, because everybody likes to win stuff. So fill out the raffle giveaway, and I promise you there's really cool things in here for you. Every session you join, fill the raffle giveaway out. And we're going to keep tallying them all up through the end of the week. On Monday, the 26th, that's next Monday, we're not talking about like 2 months from now, we're talking about next Monday, the 26th of October, we're going to randomly pull our raffle giveaway. So the more times you enter, the more likely you are to win.
So just keep refreshing.
That's just how it works. Yeah, statistics. Yeah, keep refreshing. You only get one entry per timestamp. Don't just into trying to trick the system.
She's trying to rig.
Don't listen to what I tell you.
Don't start making up names. We know your name. So don't start making up names like Mickey Mouse and putting the same email address, and it's not going to work. Okay, so enter the raffle giveaway. That's going to be awesome. Okay, so other sessions that are going on. I briefly mentioned this earlier, but we have a session after this one with admissions with the College of the Arts, and then to close out the day, we have our College of Science and Mathematics. So today, if you're interested in anything in the College of the Arts or the College of Science and Mathematics, this is your day to learn more about your intended major, to learn more about the really cool things that are going on in those colleges. So make sure you stay tuned. And we're going to talk about all the other sessions Tuesday through Friday later on. But if you go back to the website, if you signed up for the virtual open house, on the website, we have the full list of the schedule for each day, Monday through Friday. So you'll see that there. To make sure you're making note of when your session is going to be. We also have these things posted on Facebook. And make sure when, say, for instance, the KSU Journey Honors College is going to be on Thursday, and you're like, I have to learn about the Honors College, then you want to make sure you tune in from 4 to 5. Or you want to learn about housing and dining on campus. Well, then you need to make sure you tune in on Friday from 4 to 5, because that's when those sessions are going to be. Okay, cool?
Okay.
Everybody good?
Ready to go.
All right, ready to go. Thank you. I think I've already talked out my entire time. So we know that You are here, you're joining in for any number of reasons, right? You may know everything there is to know about Kennesaw State University. Your mom may be President Whitten. I have no idea. Actually, I do. I mean, that would be interesting if some of her kids are on here. But we are going to tell you a little bit about Kennesaw State University. We want you to feel comfortable with who we are as an institution. Then we're going to help you learn how to apply. If you haven't applied yet to the university, we're going to show that video here at the end of this segment. But we want to make it accessible for you. So Kennesaw State University is a big institution. Big institution, and it's wild to me because I talk about this all the time. I grew up in the area. High school I went to is 5 miles away from here. And when I was in high school, in the mid to late 90s, long time ago, seems like yesterday, but a long time ago. I know.
Not gonna make jokes.
I know. Natasha and I are looking at each other. Jacinta can't
Identify.
relate. Yeah, identify. But when I was in high school, the university had around 15,000 students.
Yeah,
We were a Division II school. We did not have any housing, so it was a totally different institution than we are today. Today we have 2 fully functioning, beautiful campuses, one in Marietta, one in Kennesaw, and over 41,000 students.
So crazy.
It is
crazy.
wild.
That's awesome, though.
It is
I
wild.
Love it.
Wild.
You know, one of the things that I like to think about when I think about the size of Kennesaw State, it's not just size for size sake. We didn't grow the institution purely because we wanted to grow the institution. Really, what happened was we've messaged consistently about the value of a Kennesaw State degree, about the value of who we are as a university in the northern suburbs of Metro Atlanta. We have over 150 degree programs at the institution. We're classified as a comprehensive university. But we are a research university and what that really means to me, let me explain it to you. Being a comprehensive university means we're covering all of our degree programs, or the degree programs that you could be interested in on the undergraduate level, everything from the liberal arts all the way to the hard sciences and beyond. And so we're here with 150 degree programs in pretty much anything that you could want to do on the undergraduate level, as well as all of the pre-professional programs so that you can go on to medical school, dental school, optometry school, physical therapy, doctorate, so on and so forth, law school. You know, I normally do that, and then I just keep on tossing out all of the professional schools. It's just what I do, sorry. But so having all of these different programs makes us a comprehensive institution, but we are classified by the Carnegie classification system as an R2. We are a research university. And that means, especially for you, is you're going to join in for the career planning and development and undergraduate research session that's going to happen on Friday. We have research availability in all of our disciplines. And we are here to produce new knowledge. That's really what research is in kind of a nutshell, is producing new knowledge that continues to advance each discipline. And it's really a special time to be at Kennesaw State because as we have continued to grow, we have put a lot of emphasis behind continuing to grow that new knowledge. So being an R2 university, a research university, is meaningful, and it should be meaningful to you because it's a holistic part of your undergraduate education. As you're learning the basics, the foundational knowledge from your degree programs, your disciplines, you're also learning about the new things that are going on in your field, the things that are up and coming, the things that your faculty are experts on and they're working on within your discipline. Those are the things you're going to want to know as you head out and you either go to graduate school, you go to professional school, or you get out into your chosen career path. So these are meaningful things, and it is important to know these things as you look at Kennesaw State University as a potential place for you to enroll in as an undergraduate student. So being a big institution, we have 11 different colleges between our 2 campuses, and those are all represented this week. You're going to hear from every single one of them this week, so hopefully you'll join in. And then there's a lot of things to do on a big university campus. And I think, and I'll let you all talk about that a little bit, but that's something that's, I find we hear from students all the time is, yes, Kennesaw State has 41,000 plus students. There's over 300 clubs and organizations. but it doesn't feel that big. It doesn't feel like I'm at one of the 50 largest public universities in the United States.
No, I was here in 2009, and we were at, what, 25,000 students when I was a student here. And it's still, even then, it felt small. Like, you knew that I could walk from one building to another building. You knew people. So it's kind of one of those institutions, I hate to say, if you want to get lost, you can, but you don't want to get lost. And it's nice to know that you have people around you that you're going to see in your classes, and you'll see multiple times, and you kind of create this like family and this network, especially as you get into your major. I was a business management major, and so you realize like these people kind of become your family. And so if you're in a class for, you know, statistics, which was my favorite class in college, was not my favorite
I was
class.
like, really?
It was not my favorite class.
First time I've heard this.
But it was nice to know that, like, at the end of the day and after the class, we all are going to gather in one location to kind of like sit our books down and take a breath. And it's like, hey, do you want to talk about like what we just learned in class, and kind of create that network? So I think that's one of the great things about KSU is that you have kind of a built-in family as you go throughout your time here, which I think is great.
Yep. That's one of the things I love, is that when we do hear these stories of students, kind of like what you just shared, college is really the time to find out who you are, who you want to be in life. So you come here and we really create, there's nothing like 4 years at a university to create these kinds of opportunities. Nothing does it, the maturing bridge of life, as I call college, nothing quite does it like a college experience. So you come here, you find your niche people, you find the different organizations you want to be a part of, and that really, along with your academics, develops who you are. So we give you those opportunities, and we make this a fun place as well. So there's lots of cool things to get involved in. Like, we have 18 Division I sports teams, so really exciting. Spring is going to be big, by the way, so get ready for spring. I know we weren't able to, because of COVID-19, have athletics here this fall. But I know it is sad. It's
really
unfortunate. We are looking forward to the spring, so just keep an eye out on KSUOwls.com to see all the cool things that will be happening in the spring for athletics. But I do want to talk about something else, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later on, in terms of coming on campus and taking a campus tour. But when you come on campus, you're going to see beautiful buildings, really awesome facilities, top-notch facilities, and fantastic dining. So I don't know if the people out there know this, but we've been ranked higher than this. Right now we're number 5 in the nation for best college food. And that's a big deal. So
very big deal.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to do food right at college, make sure you join in for Friday's session with Campus Services, because we're going to talk all about how you go into the Commons, how you go into Stingers, how that cool stuff happens. Okay, so make sure you're ready for that. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is all of these things combined, and this messaging and growing to 41,000 plus students. We are an institution that people absolutely want to enroll at. Right now, U.S. News and World Report, you heard this in the president's video as we got this session started, we're ranked 14th in the nation. This is amongst public and private institutions. 14th in the nation in terms of schools that students are most eager to enroll at. That is an incredible thing. We've been as high as, I think we were number 9 or 10, but right now we're number 14, and it's really meaningful because when we admit students, they really want to come here. And I hope that you out there want to be a part of a community like the Owl Nation that's excited about being at KSU. So if you're out there and you haven't applied yet, then we're going to show you a really quick video to walk you through the application process. If you have applied, awesome. And hopefully you already know how easy it is to apply to KSU, but we wanted to make it very straightforward. So we put together this video to show you how to apply to KSU. awesome. I hope that really helped you understand how easy it is to apply to Kennesaw State University. One thing that I like to talk about with students and families, to be honest, but is do not delay on the application process. It's really straightforward. I think that it's one of those things, I call it a pop culture phenomenon, but it's like when you're a high school student, now transfer students, they already know because they've already applied, right? So they're
Absolutely.
like, they're ready to go. But when you're in high school, you watch movies that are about people going to college and they talk about, oh, this application was so hard. I had to write 10 essays and all this stuff. And it's like, maybe for some schools,
Not
like
for us.
1% of the schools, you don't write 10 essays, but 1% of the colleges that are out there, universities that are out there, it's some big drawn out process. Our application should not take you more than 30 minutes to fill out. It's information you already know about yourself, so don't put it off. Like more often than not in life, we delay ourselves, not necessarily the process. So take that first step forward, and just do it. That company that came up with that, they just got it right. It's just do it. Just do the application, and then that's one thing that's out of your way. If you're applying as a first-year student, we're going to talk about transfer and we're going to talk about dual enrollment here in a second. But if you're applying as a first-year student, we've removed another barrier for you, and that's test score requirements. So yay, hooty-hoo to you. So for any 2021 application term, that's spring, that's summer, that's fall, and I'll share deadlines with you here in a second, we do not require the SAT or the ACT. So as long as you have a 2.6 academic GPA, we're only looking at the 5 core subject areas from high school. So it's your math, your science, your social science, your foreign language, and your English courses. We're going to calculate a new GPA for you just based on your academic courses. And as long as you have a 2.6 or better GPA, then you are admissible to Kennesaw State University. And as long as you're on track to complete the college preparatory diploma from high school, so those things. If you don't have a 2.6 academic GPA, you can still be admitted to Kennesaw State, but we will need to look at your SAT or ACT scores. So that's from a 2.59 down to a 2.5. Then we're also going to need to see an SAT or ACT score. On the SAT, we're looking at the evidence-based reading and writing, and we're looking at the math. So on the evidence-based reading and writing, you need a 500, and on the math, you need a 490, okay? If you take the ACT, you need to make an 18 on the English or the reading with an 18 on the math. So that's as straightforward as it goes. That's on our website as well, so it should be pretty easy for you to understand. But hopefully, you don't need the SAT or the ACT. So that's going to make it really easy, really straightforward for you. Big deadlines coming up. So we have our spring 2021 deadline is November the 20th. If you're looking and you're a first-year student, a freshman or a transfer freshman, and you want to come for spring 2021, you have until November the 20th. If you're looking at summer, it's May the 1st of next year, and if you're looking at fall 2021, you have 2 deadlines that you can look at. One, our priority deadline coming up November the 2nd. So you've got, what's that, like 2 weeks?
Not
Week
long.
and a half?
Not even.
Not
Week and a half?
long.
Not even,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Not even.
Not even.
I love it. You get the straight answer from Jacinta, so not even. November the 2nd, you've got until then. Get your application in, and then if you don't hit our priority deadline, we're a rolling admission school. So what that means is you can apply at any point, and usually it takes about 2 to 3 weeks from the time that you've completed your application to receive an official decision. And for you out there, the vast majority of you, to complete your application, it's going to be apply. There's no essay requirement. There's no letters of rec required, so easy peasy. And then you're going to submit your high school transcript. If you have dual enrollment credit, if you've been out there and you've already completed a semester of dual enrollment, we need to see your dual enrollment transcript as well from that institution. So have those things sent in. I know that we've got some questions, so we want to go ahead and take some of these questions now, and we'll keep talking about transfer requirements, dual enrollment requirements, and keep going. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So Jordan, with the SAT and ACT scores, do we look at the composite score of those tests?
That's a great question. We do not look at the composite score on the SAT or the total score it's total on the SAT, composite on the ACT. So yeah, we're only looking at the subsection scores, and that's, again, English or reading plus math on the ACT. and that's evidence-based reading and writing and math on the SAT. Yeah, good question.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, turn it over to transfer.
Woo! It's my time.
A
I'm
transfer to
excited.
transfer.
Oh, that's such a nice segue.
Yep.
Nice. Awesome. Well, yeah, like Jordan said, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the transfer process. Just like Jordan said, it is relatively easy, and we hope that it won't take you too long to fill out the application. But if you do, of course, you are more than welcome to reach out to us at any time. But there are some easy steps, and we'll talk about that. Of course, you want to do the application, and on the application, you will find out that we need to know all the schools that you have previously attended. So some of our students may say, well, I took a course back when I was in high school. Do I still need to report that? And yes, we want to make sure that we get all transcripts from all previously attended universities or colleges. And that's really honestly for us to be able to give you as many credits as possible. Some students may think, okay, well, it's been a long time since I've been to a college or university. Do they still count? They may. There are certainly some courses that we just need to review a little bit further, but just to be safe, go ahead and send them. It won't take long. The great world of electronics now, everything can be done, submitted electronically, and it comes to us within 2 to 4 days. So with the application, you'll put all that information in. You'll hit that submit button, and next you'll be able to see that we actually need those physical copies. So go ahead, like Jacinta just said, you don't have a lot of time if you are looking for spring 2021. So go ahead and request those transcripts. You can send them to us by mail, or you can send them to us electronically. Once we have all your college transcripts, then we will go ahead and start the review process. What we are looking for is a cumulative GPA of a 2.0. We do also ask that you have Math 1111 completed, as well as English 1101 with a C or better. And that way, we will know that you haven't. We'll be excited to see that you've completed them with a C or better. But once you have all those requirements, along with 30 transferable credit hours, you will be pretty much guaranteed acceptance to KSU. If you are attending, for example, Georgia Military College, which is a quarter-hour school, that's when you will have 50 hours that we require for you to complete. But again, 30 hours or 50 hours, quarter hour, with a 2.0, and you are pretty much guaranteed acceptance to KSU, and we will be hooty-hooing all the way to your acceptance. So let's talk about a little bit about deadlines. We always say, I have an amazing team of women that work with me, and we always say, if you know you want to come to KSU, do not wait. Go ahead and send that application. We want you here, and we are here to help you. The spring application is open, obviously, and the deadline is around the corner, so go ahead and submit everything that you need as soon as possible. Just like the transfer and the transfer freshman deadline, it is November 20th, so again, right around the corner. If you are a summer student, May 1 is your deadline, and then last but not least, June 15th is the fall deadline. So make sure to get everything in and send us an email or call us if you have any questions. Can't wait to see your application.
Easy peasy.
So quick and easy. I
Yes,
love it.
I know, right?
And now dual enrollment.
And now dual enrollments. It was great, guys. Let's talk. All right, so I get the pleasure of working with our special populations, but specifically I get to work with dual enrollment students. And for you guys that don't know, dual enrollment is an opportunity for a high school student to take college classes while they're still in high school. So you get the comforts of still being able to be at high school, still participate in sports or yearbook, or you get to participate in band and do all of those things, but kind of getting a head start on those general education courses that every college student has to take when they are pursuing a degree at KSU. So as a dual enrollment student, what we're looking for is that you are classified as a high school junior or senior. So if you are a freshman or a sophomore in high school, just know that you're not eligible to participate in dual enrollment just yet, but make sure that you're keeping your grades up, because we require a student to have a GPA of a 3.0 in your core classes. So very similar to our freshman entry terms, you have to have completed 2 units of English, math, and science. And with your math, you have to complete up to Algebra 2 or the equivalent to that. So it can get a little tricky with that Algebra 2 requirement, and we can talk a little bit more about that if you join one of my info sessions or if you email me, we can talk about that as well, because it does get a little complicated because we aren't requiring SAT or ACT similar to our freshmen. So that's why we require you to have Algebra 2, because we want to make sure that you're prepared to take that college level math when you're here at KSU. So the high school GPA and the high school applications, which you will need to complete. When it comes to what do I need to get accepted as a dual enrollment student here at KSU, there's a couple things. So if you are applying, you'll apply like a traditional freshman. The great thing about KSU is that our application is through Georgia Futures, and it's one application. So you're not having to like search for like, is this a dual enrollment application? Is it a transfer application? It's all one app, and you get to choose your student type when you're in the application. So when you log on to KSU admissions website, go to admissions.kennesaw.edu, and you click on the student types. You'll choose dual enrollment. You'll apply, and it's going to take you out to our to Georgia Futures. And once you log in, you'll apply to KSU. Make sure you put your social security number on there. It's really important for us, and that comes with funding. We want to make sure that everything is lining up so that the state can pay for the classes that you're taking with us. So apply to KSU. The application is free. You don't have to pay $40 for dual enrollment, so that's really wonderful. Who do about that?
That's
we like
super
it.
nice.
And then, of course, you'll need to submit your high school transcript. If you were previously dual enrolled at another institution, say Georgia Highlands or Chattahoochee Tech, then make sure you send us that college transcript. The same thing goes for AP scores, and that's very similar to our freshmen coming in, our transfer students. If you have AP scores and you took the test, please send those scores to. That's one less class that you'll have to take once you're at college. So if you took English 1101 and you did the AP exam, well, then you get to go to English 1102. So make sure that you send those AP scores to us and those college transcripts so we can evaluate it, even though it might be on your high school transcript. We won't require SAT or ACT for the spring, summer, or fall of 2021 for dual enrollment students, but remember you have to have that Algebra 2 completed. If not, then you would be required to do that. And then there's some forms that you'll have to send to us, policy statement, new student forms, that's all gonna be online. And then it's not gonna be in the application status check, but make sure you do your funding portion of the application. It's really important. You don't wanna have to pay tuition just yet. So make sure that you fill out the funding application so the state can pay for those dual enrollment classes.
Nice.
We got a question.
Good on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love questions. All right, so just sent 2 questions for you about dual enrollment.
Okay.
How do we take dual enrollment requirements from private universities? Like if they have done dual enrollment from a different university that is private, how does that transfer over?
So it's very similar. So if a student goes to a public, if are they talking about a public high school, or are they talking about a public college or a private college?
That they have like gone to a private university and done dual enrollment.
Okay, so what we will do is we have this wonderful tool called the transfer equivalency, and it says what transfers on the transfer website. So if you go to transfer.kennesaw.edu, what you'll do is you will go to the state. It's probably here in the state of Georgia, find the state, and then find the college that you previously did dual enrollment courses at. And when you submit that transcript, or when you're looking at that equivalency, you can see if I took English 110 or English 101 at that private institution, it will show how that's going to transfer over to KSU. So just use that equivalency. If you're doing dual enrollment courses, for the most part, you're taking courses that are satisfying high school requirements anyway. There is some times where you're taking, maybe at the technical school, you may take a course that's not necessarily transferable to KSU, but if you are doing a traditional dual enrollment student and you're trying to finish your English, math, science, social sciences on the high school level, more than likely that course is going to transfer, but use the articulation agreement or the equivalency to see how that course is going to transfer. And that way, once you're here at KSU, then we can determine what classes you will need to finish out or be able to take next for your schedule.
Awesome. And then one last question for you, and then I have a few more questions. For dual enrollment students, is there like anything they won't be able to do on campus? Like, what can they be involved with here at KSU?
Oh, love it. Okay. So as a dual enrollment student, we want to make sure that I always say you're a mini owl with us. So you get some of the great benefits that come with being a KSU student. So we have some resources that you can use, like our Smart Center, the library. We'll host info sessions about different departments on campus, similar to a virtual open house like this. There are some mentor opportunities that you can be a part of if you need a mentor. Those things are for those students. Now, when it comes to student organizations, you won't be able to participate in all of those just yet. You'll have to be a degree-seeking student with us. But any of the campus resources, the rec center, if you want to eat at the dining facility, you can buy a meal plan and kind of get to experience the wonderful pizza that we have at the Commons or at Stinger's. If you need to go into a museum, you can do all of those things. So you get to be a mini owl with us, but you may not be able to participate in like the student organizations just yet because you're not degree seeking.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And then, Jordan, can you talk about what does accepted pending mean?
Yeah, sure. So we have this accepted classification called accepted pending. By the way, congratulations.
Yes, hooty
You've
hoo.
been accepted, hooty hoo. So it basically is the acceptance decision until we receive your final high school transcript, or in the case of a transfer student, your final college transcript. What it means is that you're still in courses and you're not fully accepted until you get us those final grades from those courses.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't mean that you're accepted any less.
Right.
It's really just so that it's a reminder for you. So for instance, if you're accepted right now, which you would be because you brought it up and nobody else knows this term accepted pending, that once you finish your spring semester, and let's say you're in high school, I'm assuming that's who you are, and you graduate from high school, you're going to request to have your final high school transcript that shows you graduated, shows all completed courses and grades, sent to us. We're going to add that to your student file, and then you are fully accepted. That's all it means. So.
And I want to say with accepted pending student, because sometimes they think, well, I can't go on to the next step.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And
Not true.
Yes.
that's one of the things, like if you're accepted pending, you are still able to go on to those next steps, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But those are things that you get to do. So
Yeah. You can do everything. Sign up for
Yes.
housing, sign up for orientation.
yeah,
Set up your net ID and password.
Stuff.
All the stuff that
All the stuff
Cindy's
you're
gonna
going to be talking about
later.
in a minute.
Yeah.
He's excited.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good questions. All right, throw out some deadlines.
So deadlines. If you are interested in dual enrollment spring 2021, November 20th is your deadline. Please don't wait until November 20th to apply. Go ahead and do that now if you are a dual enrollment student, because there are a few extra things that you have to get completed. There's a few extra steps that you have to go through before you can actually register for classes. So please go ahead, if you know you want to take some college level courses, do that now. We offer a summer term. This is brand new for all of our students.
Yeah.
So if you are like, I don't really know if I want to do dual enrollment, I don't want to commit to like a whole like semester. Maybe I just want to do one class for like 4 weeks, then come for the summer. That deadline is going to be March 15th. Once again, don't wait. You can go ahead and start the application process now. And then the same goes for our fall students. That's really our big entrance term for our students for dual enrollment. And that deadline is going to be April 1st. Once again, do not wait, because your high schools also have specific deadlines that you have to adhere to apply to dual enrollment on the high school level. So go ahead, if you want to take some college classes, do that now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I want to toss out a little reminder. Everything that we've talked about is available on our admissions website. So
Yes.
admissions.kennesaw.edu, you can get where you need to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for my friends who have been accepted, congratulations. Hooty hoo. We're so excited for you to don your black and gold
Yes,
with us
yes.
for life.
Yes.
So here's some of the things that you need to do now that you've been accepted. Whether you are fully accepted or you are accepted pending, these are the next steps that you need to adhere to. So go ahead and set up your net ID and your password. This will give you opportunity to access your AliExpress account. Your AliExpress account is really just your student portal where you can see your financial aid, where you can sign up for your your classes, where you can sign up for orientation. It's kind of the hub of everything for you as a student. Make sure that you start checking your student email. We tell our dual enrollment students this all the time. Once you get accepted, the only email you should be checking is your KSU email. So make sure you check that, because that's where financial aid will send a lot of information to you. If you're thinking about scholarships, everything will go to your KSU email. And that's just really a safety thing. It's a safety portal for our students. So make sure that you start checking that. And you can link it to maybe your Gmail or your Hotmail or your AOL.
Oh.
You know, Yahoo, whatever, Ask Jeeves. I don't know, but whatever it is.
Do you have an email? I don't
Do you
remember.
have email? I don't know. But make sure you're checking your KSU email. It's really important. Start doing that now. Also, when you're looking at your status check, you'll see something that says verify your lawful presence. Verifying your lawful presence is very simple here at KSU. What you can do is we have a portal that you can use to upload either a Georgia's driver's license, a U.S. passport, or an original birth certificate. And sometimes your FAFSA will do it, but we want you to kind of get a head start. So go to lpv.kennesaw.edu and you can satisfy it there. Also, your immunization records. If you are living on campus, if you are attending face-to-face classes, you will have to submit immunization records, so make sure that you do that. If you have questions about your immunization records, we have amazing staff and wonderful people in our registrar's office. If you have questions about that, they're more than happy to answer those questions for you. And then make sure that you sign up for orientation. That's a big one. We want to make sure that not only today you learn about the different programs that we offer throughout this week as well, but at orientation, once again, you get to learn about the programs that you're interested in. You register for classes that day. You may meet your lifelong friends at orientation on that day. You get to eat that day. There's just so many great things. Our campus partners, new student program, make sure you register for orientation. Especially if you're an incoming freshman, you are required to go to orientation. We're not being mean, we just want you to be there because we want to hang out with you. So make sure you sign up for orientation. And if you're interested in housing, we definitely want you to live on campus so you can wake up early and go to class. So if you're interested in housing, definitely sign up for that. Sign up for scholarships when it opens November 1st. If you are been accepted for fall, make sure you do that. There's so many next steps. And when you've been accepted, obviously you get that next step, that wonderful welcome packet, but we wanted to tell you that face-to-face here.
Yep, you're going to hear all about all of those opportunities throughout the rest of this week as you tune in for different sessions like our financial aid and scholarship session tomorrow. So don't miss it. That's a big one, right? Other things that we want you to do. So we want to talk about some of the ways that you can experience Kennesaw State. So right now we are offering daily campus tours Monday through Friday. Okay, so you've got the opportunity to actually come to one of our campuses or both of our campuses and actually sign up and take a daily campus tour. We're doing those socially distanced. You're required to wear a mask, show up with your mask. If not, we have masks for you here. But we would love to have you on a daily campus tour. You can sign up at visit.kennesaw.edu. We also have a really cool thing coming out very soon called our self-guided tour, where you can bring yourself to campus, open up an app, and it's going to guide you all throughout campus. So watch out for that announcement. It'll be coming out sometime soon. We have a lot of cool special events that happen, both for dual enrollment, for transfer, international, adult learners. So tons of ways to connect. All of those are available on our Visit website, visit.kennesaw.edu, and you can sign up for the special events portion right there. Click on it. And then we also have a really cool virtual tour. It's not just your average, boring virtual tour. It's really cool for both campuses. Get really in-depth. And we have a video for you that's going to take you through both of our campuses that we're going to play right now. So check this out.
Kennesaw State University is home to a legacy that is built on growth, transformation, and tenacity, and is one of Georgia's largest research-driven universities. We're honored that you've chosen to take a look around our campuses. Let's show you around. At KSU, our students come first, empowered to seek, strive, and discover their own path forward. With 13 different colleges on 2 Metro Atlanta campuses, the KSU community prides itself on being a comprehensive, top-tier, research-driven university with more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs with nearly 38,000 students from 92 countries around the globe. Our two main campuses, Kennesaw and MARIETTA, generate energy and excitement, and with our Big Owl bus, it's easy to move from one campus to the other. On the Kennesaw campus, you'll find the Campus Green, the social hub of the Kennesaw campus. You'll also find the Coles College of Business, one of the top business schools in the country. The Wellstar College of Health and Human Services is home to one of the top nursing programs in the state, with full nursing labs for students to practice in. And the amazing College of the Arts, with several outstanding performance centers around campus, including the largest dance studio in the Atlanta area that supports the largest dance program in the state. Humanities and Social Sciences houses popular degrees in such fields as communications, criminal justice, political science, and psychology. Also on the Kennesaw campus is the Bagwell College of Education, which is one of the leading producers of teachers in Georgia and consistently graduates top-level educators for future generations. Our College of Science and Mathematics is housed in a state-of-the-art building, including labs and equipment for top-level research. Coming in 2021, our new Academic Learning Center will be a sight to behold and will house KSU's Journey Honors College, which provides students with enhanced academic experiences, including community engagement, leadership, undergraduate research, and global education offerings like the President's Emerging Global Scholars Program. The new center will also feature state-of-the-art advising, tutoring, and study space. And when it's time for graduation or a major sporting event, head over to the Convocation Center on the Kennesaw campus. Interested in athletics? We have 18 NCAA Division I athletic teams, including soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, and, yep, football. As two-time conference champs, the Fighting Owls are a force to be reckoned with. Go Owls! And be sure to check out the Betty L. Siegel Student Recreation and Activity Center, a beacon of student activities on our Kennesaw campus. Our student body is incredibly active. If you're looking for an activity on campus, chances are we've got it. When you get hungry, make sure to swing by the Commons, one of the top 10 university dining halls in the country. Or if you're on the MARIETTA campus, go to Stinger's to sample its impressive menu and assortment of options. Our housing options are comfortable, affordable, and right on campus. You'll love our apartment style and traditional housing options whether you're on the Kennesaw or MARIETTA campus. On the MARIETTA campus, you'll be impressed by the Southern Polytechnic College of Engineering and Engineering Technology, Georgia's second largest engineering school with nearly 5,000 students, a leading producer of the state's engineering workforce, and home of the annual pumpkin launch. And if you think that's cool, you should check out the College of Architecture and Construction Management, which embodies community engagement with work that can be seen throughout Metro Atlanta and is home to one of the nation's best student home building competition teams. Not to be outdone, our College of Computing and Software Engineering develops top talent with many fully resourced labs, including a motion capture lab used to make content for video games and movies. We've just scratched the surface of everything there is to see and experience at Kennesaw State. We look forward to helping you find your wings as an owl. Together, we're ascending.
Awesome. Hope you found that beneficial. If you want to see that again, you can go to our virtual tour website, and it's a part of the website. But we wanted to give you a quick view of both of our campuses and all the cool things that are going on here at the university. If you want to stay connected and you want to see more cool things like that, I recommend you follow us on social media. So right now, you're either on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, and you're watching some of the things that are going on. But stay connected to us, like things, join things, be sure to engage with us in these different platforms. And we really show you the real KSU through all of these different platforms. So hopefully you find it engaging. You've got all the things on there, and if you want to tag us in things, tag the admissions account, tag the general university account, and make sure you hit hashtag find your wings. That's how you're gonna be cool and be connected to KSU. You're gonna find your wings. So If you have questions in the future, of course, we're doing something different this week, virtual open house, and we're going to be answering all of your questions in the chat as we're able to. We understand that YouTube has been blowing up, which is awesome. People on there asking all sorts of questions and chatting with each other, so really cool. We got Facebook starting to light up as well. So ask your questions, and we've got admissions professionals and professionals from across the university that are going to be answering your questions, whether it be this session or future sessions on all of our academic partners and campus partners. But if you need to stay connected to admissions, you should see our contact info right there. The main thing I would tell you to do is go to our admissions website, admissions.kennesaw.edu. You get all of this information there, like the KSU admit@kennesaw.edu email address. You can call us at a really cool number, 470-KSU-INFO. What? Yeah, so 470-KSU-INFO. So we put the numbers on there because students don't have like those kinds of phones anymore.
Nope.
Like we did growing up.
Yep.
There are letters on the phone?
There
Yeah.
are.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't even.
Open
You should probably look at your phone.
You'll see it. Yeah.
I promise
so
they're
really
on there.
cool. But feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email, and continue to comment here in Facebook and YouTube. Stay connected to us. So thank you all for joining us for this very first session of our inaugural virtual open house. Really big deal. Please join in. The next session is College of the Arts. So really cool. You're going to hear lots of neat things that are going on here at the institution. And if you're interested in majoring in one of their majors, that's cool. And if not, it's I love like the arts at universities because it's really cool. Always something really interesting going on. It's a part of the campus community. Connects no matter your major, no matter what you're interested in. Connects in so many ways. So I hope you will stay and hear some of the really cool things that are going on in our College of the Arts. So check that session out. Remember to fill out your raffle giveaway. So very important. Make sure you go in, fill out the forms, really quick, easy form. That way we know you watched this session. Stay for College of the Arts, stay for College of Science and Mathematics. Fill out the raffle giveaway each time. I feel like an Instagram influencer.
Nope.
So wipe up, fill out the giveaway. There's no swipe up. There's just to fill out the giveaway. Make sure you do that. The prize is right here next to me. I'm not going to hold it up again because it's so heavy and you want it. So we always end with owl eyes and a hootie hoo. So we've got to keep that tradition going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank y'all for joining the admissions session of Virtual Open House and hootie hoo. See you soon.
Hootie hoo.
You don't go to Kennesaw State just for a degree. You go to find your element. You go to find your rhythm. You go to find your community. You go to find your wings. Find your wings at Kennesaw State University.
What is dance? It's emotional. It's explosive. It's fast. It's slow. Dance is all that and more. My name is Lisa K. Locke. I'm an assistant professor of dance at Kennesaw State University, and I've been teaching here since 2014. The special thing teaching our students here at KSU for me is just to watch them grow, and they come in and they completely change. By the time they leave, they're different people. They transform into artists and thinkers and creators, and it's really wonderful to observe and watch. Move my hand. Move my hand. Move my hand. There you go. Well, when I researched Atlanta, it immediately stood out It's a really special department. It's just constantly growing and changing and more researched, and it's just a wonderful place to be. Dance is important to me because it requires my full focus mentally and physically. I grew up in Switzerland, and I took some classes with a former Catherine Dunham teacher, and it was to be about an hour class. She had 2 drummers. We started to warm up, and then she went into trance, and all of a sudden all of us followed her, and when we stopped dancing, 2 hours had passed and we had no clue what it was. But any physical movement can really elate your spirit, and ever since then I have been making every effort I can to keep doing that. I think all of us are dancers. I think any movement can be dance, even the trees and the wind. I think animals dance. It's an expression of your body that so often is very involuntary. Dance is everything.
You don't go to Kennesaw State just for a degree. You go to find your element. You go to find your rhythm. You go to find your community. You go to find your wings. Find your wings at Kennesaw State University.
The College of the Arts at Kennesaw, I think, is one of the most exciting and vibrant artistic communities here in Georgia.
We've built a really sterling reputation in all of our arts disciplines here.
KSU has a unique ecosystem of artistic disciplines all in one college.
The ability for students to not be afraid to express their ideas, to share their questions, to celebrate their research is a valuable opportunity for them.
Our faculty are dynamic artists, teachers, researchers.
The value of undergraduate research is exploring real depth to find deeper and deeper answers.
So it's very exciting to see young people coming in and they want to come to KSU because of certain professors or because of certain programming.
Almost every semester I've been in a show. So there's never not an opportunity for you to do what you love and to shine doing it.
So the opportunities that you get here to further yourself as a musician are pretty crazy.
And being able to do all these different things, I think has made me such a great artist and just an overall better person.
I think now I'm an artist more than anything.
We are committed to a holistic approach in the arts, developing our students both as scholars and as artists.
What are you waiting for? Come in. It's beautiful here.
Welcome to our second session for KSU's virtual open house. I am very excited to have the College of the Arts with me, the coolest college, right? That's what they're going to tell you about.
Yeah.
I hope you find that, as we're just kidding all of my other academic college friends. Don't want to make anybody mad yet, but you know they are the coolest.
Only
and
a
you know
kidding.
it too. So that's we are very excited to have them with us today to tell you all about the really cool things that are going on in the College of the Arts here at KSU. I want to give you a little reminder about how this works. Okay, so I was just talking to you, if you were on here still hanging out with us all of 5 minutes ago, but just a little reminder, if you have questions, put them in the chat. So if you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, put them in the chat, and we're going to answer them at the end of this session. So we're going to tell you all about the College of the Arts, probably answer a lot of your questions, but if not, we're going to go back to them and answer them at the end of this session. Also, I want to make note that we have a raffle giveaway to sign up for. So every session that you attend, you should go to the raffle giveaway. you should fill it out. Very quick, simple form, timestamps it for that session, and that's going to enter you in for a really cool raffle giveaway bag. Really, it took me a lot of strength to pull this up, by the way. I know, woo! So there's really cool things that are in here. You have to win to find out what's inside. So there's some hard things, there's some soft things, there's some things for your car, or whatever, for your wall, wherever you want to put it. I don't care, that's up to you. But there's lots of really nice, neat things in here that we hand selected for virtual open house. So,
sweet.
Yes, super neat. So the winner will be chosen on Monday, October the 26th. So we're not one of those raffle giveaways that takes like a month to figure out, okay? So
right there for you.
Quick. We don't want to leave you in suspense for too long, just the weekend. So every session you attend, fill out the raffle giveaway. The more times you enter, the more sessions you watch and participate in, the greater your chances of winning. Well, now I'm going to turn it over to our two wonderful people from the College of the Arts, let them introduce themselves, and we're going to get going.
Okay, so thank you, Jordan. I'm Shari Purnell. I'm a senior, actually graduating in December.
Hooty-hoo.
Exciting.
That's awesome.
And so I'm currently a dance major, and I'm a modern concentration.
And Shari, thank you, and I'm so pleased that she could join us today. She's an example of the great kinds of students we have here
Thank you,
at the KSU College of the Arts. My name is Harrison Long. I'm the Senior Associate Dean of the College of the Arts. I came here in 2005 to start the acting program and have had the pleasure of leading 3 of our 4 departments, and so I've been selected to talk about the college because I've been a part of the college in a lot of different ways. Before we get underway, I want to tell you a little bit about 2 other people that are with us today, but you just can't see them on camera. First, our advising manager, Tia Merriweather, is answering your questions in the chat, and she is a really knowledgeable, helpful, supportive leader of our advising team, who are an extraordinary group of supports for our students here in the College of the Arts, and part of the reason our students are so successful. And also Christine Collins, who is our student affairs person in the College of the Arts. The 2 of them make a dynamic duo, and they represent the kind of support that you're going to get here at the College of the Arts to help you succeed, help you thrive, help you grow creatively, and also in a scholarly way. So with that, we're going to take it on. Anything else before we dive in and do a little overview of the different departments within the college?
Excited to share, really.
I'm excited to share. We're ready to roll.
It's an exciting college.
Listen, I've been figuring out a way I could sneak over and grab that raffle bag, but he's guarding it with his life.
The mystery raffle bag.
But let me tell you, whatever is in that thing, it must be really good, so I encourage you to participate. The College of the Arts. So I'm working my clicker here. Is it not working here?
Big green triangle.
The big, that one. Okay, there we go.
There we are.
So this is, you can see our names there. That's me, Harrison Long, Shari Purnell right here, and Christine and Tia that I just introduced. I'd like to talk about the 4 departments. The first I'd like to mention is the School of Art and Design. It's the largest unit within the College of the Arts. We have 5 majors. Our BFA in art has 8 amazing concentrations. I can tell you from having worked with them, they're all really wonderful. Some of them are ranked at top in the country, and the rest of them ought to be. And that's the BFA in art. We also have a BFA in digital animation. And this is a program that has just been going gangbusters, Jordan.
Harrison, I want to say we've already had people chatting about digital animation, even in our admissions session.
It's an amazing.
So it's a hot item.
It's an example of the kinds of innovative stuff that we're doing in the College of the Arts. We put the thing aboard. I have to tell you a little inside scoop on that one. We thought, we're going to try this. It's a great place. It's a big part of the Atlanta ecology. We put it on. And the very first semester, Jordan, we had 3 times the number of students we thought we were going to have.
Right.
And so we've got students already graduating and working with major studios. And so we have similar success stories in all of our programs. The next I would like to talk about is our Bachelor of Science in Arts Education. We have outstanding relationships with some of the magnificent art programs in these very competitive school districts, Cobb County School District, where we are located, is very, very strong. And we have great relationships with those teachers. Those teachers send their students to study with us, and we send those schools back more teachers because they know the kind of reputation we have in the KSU School of Art and Design. We have a Bachelor of Arts degree in art history. And it's, I tell you, one of the great regrets of my undergraduate life is not taking an art history class because it informs everything. And
oh yeah,
certainly.
I tell you what I love about that is it gives students the critical thinking skills that are so applicable in so many different ways. But we also, through our relationship with the Zuckerman Museum of Art, have a lot of art history students that are getting hands-on experience as in the field of curatorial studies at our magnificent award-winning museum, and then going on to careers that way. And then finally, we have an apparel and textiles degree, which is very exciting. It's something that we inherited from our sister school that's now part of KSU, SPSU, and we're doing innovative things. It was in the engineering school, and now the engineering and the arts are combined in the BAT program there. Very exciting program. Next, I'd like to talk about your program, Shari, the Department of Dance. What if you had to sum up the amazing Department of Dance in one word, what would it be?
Oh, I feel like one word isn't even enough. I could give maybe three.
Okay, three words.
You might actually have to dance it out.
I have a routine prepared. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But I would have to say collaborative, artistry, scholarship. Honestly, there are so many more, but there was always like a big emphasis on collaboration, a big emphasis on scholarship, a big emphasis on not only being a dancer, but becoming an artist. So they would say when you're a dancer, you just do steps, you learn steps. And when you're an artist, you make them mean something, they become something more. And graduating, I definitely have that. That's 100% what I got out of the program. As far as collaboration, we just recently, we had a show, Moondust. I don't know if you guys saw Moondust, where Ivan Pulankala, we have some people who know Moondust. He collabed with I think it was the College of Computer Science and Software Engineering. And one of the most amazing things I've seen, and I'm a huge proponent for STEAM. So that was a really big deal to me, and I hope we can continue to keep doing things like that. An amazing program. There's like so many things I could say about it. So much I've gotten out of it. The faculty, we had Harrison for a year, really exciting. So an amazing program.
It's an amazing program. A little secret, inside scoop here, the founding chair of the Department of Dance was Ivan Pulankala, and he did such an amazing job with the Department of Dance. We made him dean. And he's an extraordinary artist and scholar and the whole package, and he's leading us in the same innovative way that he led the Department of Dance. It's the youngest unit in the College of the Arts, and yet it's the largest collegiate dance program in the state of Georgia. It's sort of unheard of, but a few years ago, the year that I had the privilege of being interim chair of the Department of Dance, while we found our current amazing chair, Marcia Barsky, incredible.
Yes, have to meet her.
While we did that, we hosted the southeastern region of the American College Dance Association annual festival, and it was a huge hit. They loved KSU. Part of the reason they did is because of our facilities, and I could go on and on about it, but I'll say these two things. We have the studios that are the envy of every professional and collegiate dance program in the Southeast. And in fact, the folks over at Atlanta Ballet sort of look longingly because our studios are bigger than theirs. The next thing I will tell you is we worked really hard over several years on our Marietta campus to renovate the Marietta Dance Theater, which is the only performance space designed exclusively for dance in the southeastern United States, and it's an extraordinary opportunity. And we're hosting some of the greatest dance companies in the world on a regular basis. One other thing about dance before I move on is there are two concentrations. What are they?
Ballet and modern.
Ballet and modern, and you are modern, are you not?
Yes, I'm a modern concentration. The good thing about it is, though, if you choose one, you can still take classes in the other. So if you want to do ballet, you don't have to be like, oh, what if I don't get to take modern? You can get pretty much everything. I took everything while I was there, and I was a modern concentration.
There's also a
Yeah.
great dance minor too. But the
Yes.
truth is, you take a few classes as a dance minor, you can't resist the
You're gonna
vortex. You
become a
get
major.
pulled in.
They
to the
suck
major.
you in.
The next program I'd like to talk about is our School of Music, which offers degrees as a BA in music with several concentrations, a BM in music education. Again, we have those extraordinary connections with the local schools, a BM in music performance, which is a performance degree, and there's also a music minor. You have to, just like in most of the art and design, you have to get a portfolio to be admitted into the concentration. In dance, you have to audition to be admitted into the major. The same is true for all of the major and minor programs in the School of Music. It's a wonderful place. It's our oldest and most established unit within the College of the Arts. We have, our faculty are regularly working with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. They're principal players there at some of the top jazz venues. By the way, here's a little thing that I love. One of my favorite groups, ensemble groups, in the School of Music is the faculty jazz group. They call it the faculty jazz parliament. Do you know why they call it the parliament?
Oh,
I mean, I could take a stab at it, but
What is
a group of owls?
A group of owls
is a
parliament.
Yeah, it's called.
All right.
I like that.
Sounds
I like that.
that sounds like the perfect thing to call it. You got it. Absolutely.
That's right. Nice.
A group of owls is a parliament, and they are extraordinary. And so, one of the great things is that we probably have nearly 100 events each year just in music, probably close to 150 or 200 events throughout the College of the Arts each year, exhibitions. There's going to be plenty for you to do as a freshman, getting involved, getting your hands engaged and your mind and your heart and your technical skills right from the very beginning, and even the opportunity to take courses within your major from the very beginning. So the School of Music is an outstanding program as well. Finally, my first home department, I say my first because I now have 3 home departments. The Department of Theater and Performance Studies. We have 4 concentrations within that BA in Theater and Performance Studies, which is acting, musical theater, design, technical, and performance studies itself. Now I want to tell you, before I came to KSU, I've taught at probably 8 or 10 universities around the country. I've seen a lot of theater programs. There is no theater program like this one anywhere. And it has to do with a couple of different things. Number one, it's a theater and performance studies program. And what is performance studies, you may ask? You may ask?
I ask, what is performance
I want to
studies?
know.
Well, I will tell you, Shari and Jordan, I will tell you what performance studies is. It is almost an anthropological way of looking at performance, the roles we play on and off the stage. And it encompasses everything from performance art to storytelling. One of the great things we have in theater is a student storytelling group. And we do very innovative work. It's great. And our students are known also for being scholar artists. Theater, like dance, emphasizes the scholar artist model. And so our performers, our dancers, and our theater makers are known for being really, really smart. And you can't go to any stage in the Atlanta area without finding our students on stage, backstage, and working is in every capacity. So that's the Department of Theater and Performance Studies. So that's our overview. I want to say a quick word about our career services. One of the great supports, and I'm barely going to give this lip service at the moment, but we have a great career services program here at Kennesaw State University. And they're going to help you, they're going to give you discipline-specific help in finding internships and externships. That's when you get sort of entry-level jobs outside of after you graduate. They're going to help you with your resumes. They're going to help you with interview skills, and they're going to help you build relationships with our campus partners and the kinds of things that are going to help build your future. When we say you're going to find your wings at KSU, we really mean it. The things that you're going to learn here are going to help you soar, and nothing gives us greater pleasure than that. So that's my little overview. How are we doing?
We're doing great.
Amazing.
Thank you. The check is in the mail. So where do you want to go next, Jordan?
I want to talk about Shari's experience as a student. I would like to know more about why did you pick KSU? How did you pick KSU? Right. I already told you earlier. I read about you on the internet. So just so that that sounds a little strange now, but just to learn about you. Right. I read about Harrison too, but yeah.
Not as interesting.
Oh no, I can assure you it's interesting.
Yes. But we want to know more about the student experience, and I think everybody out there wants to know about the student experience. So let's talk first about how did you end up at KSU?
Honestly, it kind of in a weird way. So I didn't look up on the internet best dance colleges or anything. I heard somebody in my high school dance department talking about how it was the best dance department in Georgia, and I was like, I'm gonna find this out. I'll be the judge of that. And then through more and more research, I found out that it was true. I saw videos, came to visit the school, came to visit the dance department. It was really just through word of mouth, and then me doing my own further investigation. And now that I'm here, I can tell you that it's true. But yeah, it was from hearing it from her. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I got to tell you a little secret about Shari over here. One of the things about our dance program is it's grown such a sterling reputation in a short amount of time that we're attracting attention. And so a dancer named Elio Pomare, his family founded a healthy scholarship. And so yes, there are scholarships here for
a lot of
students.
scholarship opportunities.
That's awesome. Everybody hear that?
Money.
Right. Scholarships equal money.
We're going to help you.
And so we probably certainly the largest scholarship at the time. This family, in honor, they could have given it to Juilliard. They could have given it to a lot of Elio was a dancer in New York City, but they chose, of all places, to give it to Kennesaw State University. And there were 2 inaugural recipients of this very generous award intended for extraordinary people of great skill and character. And one of the 2 initial recipients is Shari. And I'll never forget, we walked into your classroom, I think, and gave that scholarship to you and your buddy
we were nervous.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because you guys did it in a secretive way, so we didn't know what was gonna happen, and they came in and we're just like, what are they about to say? We thought we were in trouble, even though we never do anything. But yeah,
it was like you thought you were in trouble.
It was nervous, but it was obviously a great surprise. Anything more than we could have imagined that we were gonna get.
Can I ask you, what difference has it made for you to be the recipient of a scholarship like that?
Honestly, it makes all the difference because a lot of college students have to take out loans, find scholarships. Financial aid is really hard to deal with. It makes it really easy for my mom because she's not as stressed, trying to figure out, well, where's this going to come from and how much are we getting from Pell Grant and are we even getting Pell Grant? So that really lightened the load for me. Going into my Owl Express and seeing that I'm cleared because this scholarship tipped it over the edge, a really big deal for me. Yeah.
And awesome. You right now, another thing you're engaged in an internship right now.
Yes.
And you've already been building relationships. You're graduating in December, right? So you've been building relationships with professional organizations outside. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So right now I'm interning with Bravo Dance Center. So that's a studio that's in the area. And I never went to a dance studio before I came here, so I have no idea what that experience is. I don't know what it's like to be a studio owner. I don't know how competitions go. So I feel like I'm learning the ropes with that, and I'm learning there's a lot that goes into it that I had no idea. I also had the opportunity, we have a new professor who came here last year. Have you met Tong Dao?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
outstanding.
Yes, he's amazing professor.
From Los Angeles, yes.
Yes, he works with a dance company called Philadelphia, and he allowed me to go to New York with him to teach one of our pieces to them so they could do it as repertory in their company shows. And that, I've never done anything like that before. So that was new opportunity, a connection with the company that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And more than I could ask for, more than I thought I was getting coming into the department. So yeah, you're gonna get more than what you bargained for at KSU Dance.
Shari, I'm really putting you on the spot, so I'm sorry. But
It's okay.
What I'm trying to think, even and trying to equate it to my own undergraduate experience. My undergrad's in religion, so a little funky, and I'm trying to even equate it in the same way that it sounds like your experience has been. Like, take me through what that process was like, preparing to go to New York, preparing to work with Philadanco. Is that what how you pronounce it? Okay, so I mean, I read about it, but I was like, is this Philadanco?
I said it a lot of different ways before they.
So Philadanco, how cool.
Yes.
So what was that? What was it like preparing for that? You're an undergraduate student. You're put in this situation with professionals.
Yes.
And here you are going to teach professionals about this specific dance, right?
Yes.
Or I don't know how to best say it, right?
Yeah, dance, work, peace.
I'm gonna call it big D dance.
Yes. Honestly, I'll have to say it was nerve-wracking. I tend to get really nervous, even if I'm prepared. I'm just like an overthinker, and I want things to be perfect. I want things to be right. But honestly, in communicating with Tong, that was probably the best thing that helped me out. He gave me all the information I needed, gave me confidence about it. But yeah, I would say there was a lot of nerves going into it. I think once I knew where I was staying, how close I was going to be to the location, and then getting there and meeting the dancers and talking to them and getting comfortable, that's when everything just went really smooth. But yeah, there's always a lot of nerves in my preparation, I'll have to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
One of the things I love about all of our programs, and dance is certainly an example of this, is that we're bringing in top national and international guest artists.
Yes.
To work with our students, whether we're talking about some of the top Israeli dance companies in the country, or Spellbound, or Contemporary Ballet, or whether we're talking about Robert Spano, who's with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, performs on our campus regularly, and he'll be doing a farewell performance, Spano, the conductor, on our campus soon. Or we even brought last year in Theater and Performance Studies the Q Brothers, which are a special brand of doing hip-hop adaptations of Shakespeare, and they did, they're famous for the Bombity of Errors, and they did an adaptation of Othello last year. And in the School of Art and Design, we brought people from a prestigious illustration school in Brussels, Belgium. We have study abroad programs too. So for example, in dance, we have the study abroad in Israel.
In Israel, yeah. Nothing will ever match that experience for me, being there and working with Batsheva Dance Company, which is the top dance company in Israel. World renowned, honestly. You could go anywhere in the dance world and mention Batsheva and people would know. But that experience was unlike anything I've ever had. We learn about that company often in the dance department, but to actually go there and see it and work with the dance company members and see their young ensemble company perform and watch how they rehearse, like being in a professional environment. So almost looking to what we're going to be doing in the future, I matched. That's all I can say. It's unmatched, and I can't even believe that we have opportunities like that in the dance department.
Right.
Yeah.
And in other programs too, for example, in Theater and Performance Studies, we have a special relationship with the Gaiety School of Acting, which is Ireland's preeminent acting program, and our students go there. We've had programs on the Montepulciano campus in Morocco, in China, in Germany, and many other places. And so there are great opportunities to spread your wings that way as well.
I see what you did there. That is so cool. Could you imagine, Shari, going to college and having this domestic experience, being able to put into action what you're learning on stage and in the classroom, and then also this international experience?
Yeah. I couldn't have guessed it, honestly, that it would be like that for me. And also there are scholarships for that as well. So I came into the department, like they would tell us about all kind of events and opportunities that we have. And when they mentioned the study abroad and the price, I was like, oh, that's just not, like, that's not for me. Like, I'll just like sit this one out. But there's like scholarships you can get for thousands of dollars. Like the scholarship I got covered like a third of the cost. And then Ivan, that was back when he was the dean of the chair of our department, he was able to get us scholarships too. So there's just so much help. Anything you want to do is possible. The price will not stop you. There's always going to be someone there to help you get over the edge. But yeah, I would have never imagined an international experience.
I'm so glad you had that experience, to be honest. When we in admissions talk to students like yourself, more often than not, if they've had a study abroad experience, it's the top experience that they've had in college.
Definitely.
It's something that has connected all of their classroom and their friends and their network. It's connected all of these pieces of college life into this one experience,
100%.
right? And so you really you're inundated with everything that you've experienced in this international location, in culture, and seeing how other people live, and in this case express themselves in a meaningful way. That's probably the best way I can describe dance. I cannot dance, in the words of Phil Collins.
Everyone's a
I
dancer.
can't dance. I know, and maybe you can help me figure that out. But you know, we hear so often that it's that study abroad trip that was so meaningful to the undergraduate experience. And I share this a lot when I work with students and families, that I really regret I did not do that on the undergraduate level, because I thought I purely dismissed it, exactly like you're saying. I said, oh, that's going to cost a lot of money. That's not something that's for me. Right, so I didn't even think about it past that, and I really wish that somebody would have stopped me all the way back then, long time ago, and said, we have some scholarships for this. You have the ability to make a way to go and have this experience that could be life changing.
100%.
You know, I'd like to add to that a little bit, because the great study abroad experiences we offer here at KSU are really one of what we call high impact practices. And these are the kinds of experiences that enhance the student growth experience, that create a sense of meaning in their world. And so some of these things, of course, are study abroad, but also student research opportunities. You know, a little about a year and a half ago, KSU was invited to host the National Council for Undergraduate Research Conference. Not many people know this about KSU, but we have a great showing every year in providing student research. And it's not just all very bookish, theoretical kinds of things. In the College of the Arts, we are particularly known for having artists who create work, and then they present that work, and they get things that are amazing for their resumes, but they also are having these really wonderful experiences. Internships are another one. The kinds of professional partnerships that Shari has had, and another one is having the professional guest artists and scholars that come to our campus on a regular basis. And so, and one final one that is close to my heart is service learning. So for example, Margaret Baldwin, who is an award-winning playwright, like many of our faculty, they're working artists and scholars, famous in their fields, but they love to give to students as well. But she's been doing work with incarcerated populations. So our students are going in and helping, there's a youth detention facility in DeKalb County, and creating original, life-changing work. You see, the arts is about investigating the world, about making sense of the world. It's a means of figuring out who we are and how we can best contribute to this. This is a mission. Yes, it's entertainment. As Mary Poppins said, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. But what it's really about...
We need 2 spoonfuls right now.
Right, 2 spoonfuls. But this is the kind of work that is enhancing your life. And one other thing, you know, we give students the nuts and bolts to have a career in the arts. But there's one other thing. The skills that they get prepare them for any number of careers. You see, if you look at any survey of any major CEO over the past 20 years, you ask those CEOs, what are the qualities that they look for in a successful employee? And those things are collaboration, analogical thinking, critical thinking skills, creativity. See, these are the things, and in fact, there's a national survey called the Strategic National Arts Alumni Survey that talks about the ways and the skills, the transferable skills that arts majors have, that they're contributing not only to the professional field of the arts, but bringing those incredibly valuable skills. I started as an actor, and I had the privilege of being an actor for many, many years, and I still do occasionally. But along the way, I didn't realize what I was doing was learning to be an administrator, learning to communicate and collaborate and solve problems. And these are what all of our majors do.
Yeah, I'd actually like to add on to that.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I'm also a business major, specifically marketing, and I've recently been getting more into that. And what you're saying is so true, because I'm doing a reading for my information systems class, and it was detailing like the things that make any business professional the most successful, and they all happen to be every single thing I've learned in my dance major. The creativity, collaboration, systems thinking, critical thinking, every single thing I learned in my dance major are what they listed. So I just think the transferable skill idea of it all is like top notch for me. Like that's exactly what it is, and it makes you so proficient in anything else that you want to do, being an artist.
Well, you know, you are the example of someone who's really dug in and benefited from that. I have a couple of wacky questions for you. What is the thing that you wish you knew that you didn't know when you were thinking about university?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's such a big question. Okay, so I guess I wish I knew this, but I'm glad that I didn't know it, because I feel like it was supposed to happen this way. I'm glad that I didn't know that I was gonna become a completely different person, like just naturally, like a completely different change, going into my dance program, because like as a dancer, as an artist, whatever you've been doing before, that's kind of just like how you feel it's gonna be, that's like what you know. And sometimes I can be resistant to change because I'm like big on like controlling what's happening to me, as a lot of us are. But I quickly learned that that was not going to work, and I started changing really fast, and it was the best evolution that could have taken place. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't know that, because I feel like if I knew it, it wouldn't have the same value, like it wouldn't hit me the same that it does now. So I wish I knew, like, girl, things are going to be different, but I'm glad that I didn't know at the same time, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Here's another wacky question.
Okay.
What surprised you about your college experience?
Surprised me. I'm not sure there were a lot of surprises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because my mom's a teacher, so I grew up in education, and she would throw all kind of stuff at me all the time. She has students, and she would tell them, when you go to college, like, you get the pimp slap, like, that's what it's called. Like, everything shifts, and it's like you feel like you've been knocked off your feet, and you don't know what's gonna come next. So she would tell me a lot of things, so there weren't too many surprises. But I would say, actually a really simple one. I didn't know what D2L was. So when I came into, and I feel like it's a really simple thing that.
So explain, what is D2L?
Yeah, so that's like the forum for basically every assignment that you're gonna do at KSU. That's how your teachers communicate with you, even if you're not in an online class. That's how you take quizzes, how your assignments are delivered, how you get announcements. So I went into my French class the very first day, and they were like, go on D2L and do this. And I was like, what's D2L? Like, I'm looking at everybody, I'm like, how do they all know? As simple as it is, that might be the one thing that I just was not prepared. I had no idea, and it took me like days to figure out.
I'm with you. When they said D2L, I was like imagining R2D2.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I'm like, it's only the foundation of every single thing I'm gonna do here, but somehow that was the one thing that like caught me off guard. Yeah.
All right, here's my last wacky question for now.
Okay.
Is there anything that you discovered about yourself while you're here? While you were here, that you didn't know before?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think I would have to say that I'm more confident in my ability than I actually think. And I was like really convinced that I was like shy and like meek and like, no. Coming here, and I think being put in positions and being given certain opportunities and experiencing certain things, I'm like, this has been here all along. Like, this has always been here. It just took all of those things, experiences, opportunities to get it out of me. Even like the professors, like, it always seemed like they knew something about me that I didn't know. And then like through working with them, I figured it out. I would definitely have to say, like, my confidence, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about, to be honest. It's hard to get that kind of experience outside of college, outside of this type of environment.
Yeah, like a concentrated.
Supports you, that challenges you, that tests you in unique ways, while still not having the, I'm going to say it in this way, the repercussions of real life. You have repercussions of grades and things like that, right? But the repercussions of real life. This is such an incredible experience.
1000%.
And y'all are motivating me. I mean, and I'm working on a degree right now, but it's like, geez, I'm ready to go home and hit the books.
Do a study abroad.
Connect and do study abroad. That's right. Although I can't now because I have a family and I've got responsibility. I have to work full time. Now, unless KSU wants to pay for me to go study abroad, then I will do it.
A new program.
Hey. But no, anyways.
You made me think of something, Jordan. I read a book called College, What It Was, What It Is, and What It Should Be. And it, amongst other things, it made me realize how much we're doing right here at KSU. But one of the things that Andrew Delbanco, he's a Columbia University professor, said about college, which is related to what you said. Our colleges and universities are the rehearsal places for democracy. And this is the place where you try something on for size. We are a self-contained community. This is where we discover who we are, where we try on new ideas, where we challenge ideas, where we challenge old ideas, where we reaffirm old ideas, where we discover in the things that we challenge that are reaffirmed, we have a strength in that belief. And the things that we challenge that fall by the wayside shouldn't be there in the first place. And in that way, we are the microcosm of democracy. And this, the hope of our region, of the metropolitan Atlanta area, of our beautiful state of Georgia, of which I am a native, it rests on the discourse that we have here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Closed session.
I was going to say that's the end of the call.
Theme. That is incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
Now I have to add that book to my Amazon book list.
It's a great book.
Yeah.
That sounds like it. Well, we have some questions from our Facebook and our YouTube group. So if y'all are ready, we'll let them ask some questions. And let's hit it.
All right, so we have had a lot of questions and interest about digital animation, so that we were hoping that you could add a little bit more about digital animation, what that looks like, and also any internship opportunities that you have with digital animation.
Cool.
Oh boy, there are lots. Well, I can tell you this, that our digital animation students, I can tell you that one young man who's one of our first graduates was already earning more money than I earned right out of college because it's a very hot career. And we have a lot of relationships with local studios. And this isn't my discipline, so you're going to have to forgive me, but like the studio that does the show Archer, for example. And we have connections with the Cartoon Network, and we have connections with a lot of different studios around, and our students are, and some of our faculty, by the way, are working at these places. It's a new field, and we're kind of on the cutting edge of this field. I wish I could, at the time that I was helping write the digital animation degree, I could list the partnerships off, but I can't remember them all right now. But I can tell you that we have a lot of professional partnerships that our students, our graduates, are being snapped up right after they get out, and they're getting very practical experience. And part of it is we're grateful that the university has been willing to invest in state-of-the-art technology, which is not cheap, to give our students this experience.
I've seen the cool, look, I'm going to speak as a complete layman, right? The cool computers, I'm going to say it that way, that they design on.
Cintiq computers.
It has like a funky, it had a funky name, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Apparently today is a hard day for me to pronounce things. So, but yeah, and I mean, it's just mesmerizing to see what they do. Because and yet I know everybody's going to say, there's an artist in me. My artistry is more on the musical side. So I get music, but when it comes to making something look pretty or cool or whatever, not my forte. Or dancing it out, not my forte. Yeah, watching our students design, it's mind-boggling to me that we have this technology, that they get to experience it in our classrooms and then go out and apply it in the real world. So.
It's very exciting. We have this, Jordan. We have a reputation for innovation here at KSU. That is who we are. It's part of the very fabric of who we are, and that certainly extends to our arts programming. The digital animation program being one of them.
Super cool.
Awesome. So I have a question from Charlotte Larkin and several others as well. But she would like to know what minors are offered within the College of the Arts.
Okay. So, by the way, we're going to send out, if you've registered your email address with us, we're going to send out this PowerPoint with a little additional information. But if we back up, let's see here. If you look in the School of Music, there is a minor. If you look in the Department of Dance, there is a minor. If you look in the School of Art and Design, there are actually 3 minors. Are they there? There is an apparel and textiles minor. There is one in art history, and there is one in classical studies, which is really groovy because it combines, if you're like the kid in the Latin club or the junior classical league, this is the thing for you. It combines art history and anthropology and Latin or Greek or something like that. It's very heady and very cool. So those are our minors.
That's cool. Good if you're applying to law school. So.
If you're applying to law school.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that'd be really good. Amongst other things, just being a learned person, so on and so forth. But
yeah. Awesome.
All right, so I have a great question from Keisha. She said, I read that KSU scholarships open November 1st. Is that different from the College of the Arts scholarships available with portfolio submission? Because I think I understand that portfolio is due November 1st for arts scholarships.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I can tell you when, is my phone here? I don't have my phone with me. Yeah. We will put all of our art scholarships. Where did I leave my phone? It's over there. I'll have to go get it.
Christine or
Christine.
Tia.
Christine. I know that Christine has got the list because she sent it to me. Let's ask Christine to put the auditions and the portfolio dates in the chat, and they will all be there for you.
Yeah.
Easy.
I also know that with the scholarship application, it's like a apply once and apply all. And also I think they have like different sections depending on what scholarship you might be applying for. Like specifications, like the portfolio, I think she mentioned a portfolio. It'll tell you like whatever major section you're in, like, oh, you would need a portfolio at this time. So a lot of it is included in the portal. It'll tell you like what you would need.
Right, and so just to back up for a second, if you want to be a dance major, you need to audition. So look at those dates. If you want to be a music major or a music minor, you have to audition. Look at those dates. And if you want any of the 3 of the 5 degrees in the School of Art and Design, that would be digital animation, the BFA in art, and the art education degree all require a portfolio submission. So pay attention to that, pay attention to those dates so that you can get your materials in and join us at this wonderful place.
That kind of helps lead into the next question because it's going to be about portfolio submission. And it's from Justin. He says, in order to submit a portfolio, do we need to bring it in physically or can we submit it online? What are our options there?
It's all electronic right now. So you'll have to upload it into the portfolio portal, and all of that will be online. However, if you want, and when I send out, Justin, this PDF to you with information on it, it'll give you the information of where you find it. But look, kick around on our website. You'll find everything you need there on how to do it and how to get to the portal. Christine Collins is a great person to talk to in our student affairs, and she's on our website, and her email will be on that.
Christine's the coolest.
Christine is the coolest.
She's one of the first people I met at KSU when I came to KSU about 6.5 years ago. So I actually think that Caitlin was there. Caitlin's in the room. So it was a really cool spring festival that was going on over in the College of the Arts, and so Christine was one of the first people I got to meet.
That was something we started when I was director of the School of Art and Design for a year, and it's continued. We have a beautiful arts festival every year. It's fun.
It's really cool.
Christine is very cool, and as is Tia Merriweather, who is our managing advisor. So I look forward for you meeting them.
Any other questions?
Yeah, we have 2 more questions. One is from Billy, and he's wanting to know, what are the class sizes in studio art?
Yeah, the class sizes in studio art, and it does vary a little bit, but of course they are smaller than for big lecture classes. Generally speaking, they're around, certainly like in a drawing and painting class where there would be the largest studio art classes, you'd have like 20. They're often much smaller. But one of the things I haven't mentioned is we just have extraordinary facilities. We just opened a gorgeous, beautiful, additional 20,000 square foot studio space. And so there's ample room to you're not rubbing elbows because you're not that close, but to paint, to do all of this stuff. And so they are certainly within the industry standards. These are all, dance is in the process of getting accredited because it's a new program, but all of them are accredited by the National Association of Schools of Art and Design, the National Association of Schools of Theater, and the National Associations of Schools of Music, which means that we're held to the highest standards, including the class sizes. And so I encourage you to look at whether or not a program is accredited when you're investigating colleges.
That's a good point.
And then the last question that I have for you is coming from Madison, and she is wanting to know, what are some careers that can be pursued whenever earning a major in a BFA in art?
Well, we have a lot of people that are working artists. I mean, the year that I remember just being shocked to find out that we have some of the best programs in the country, and ranked particularly in graphic communication and in digital animation and those. But in addition to, we have a lot of working artists that are showing their work at studios, and they continue to do that. Some are working as educators, but others are working in other fields where their creativity and the critical thinking skills are fueling their ability to work in a lot of seemingly non-arts related industries. In other words, we teach you how to think. So yes, we do give you the nuts and bolts to have a successful career in the arts. And many and most of our students do that in some way or another. But these skills also prepare you for life and for a range of professions. So, the amount of profession that, we certainly have professional graphic designers, we have professional digital animators, we have people that are building sculptures that are being put in public art situations. So there's a very large range of possibilities. So I wish I could give you more than that, but it really depends on the person, what they do with the amazing skill sets they've been given here.
That makes me think of one final question I want to ask both of you.
Okay.
And it is, we've got prospective students out there that are in high school, or they may be transfer students. We've got parents and families out there that are watching this, and we probably have some high school counselors as well. What's one last thing you'd like to say, whether it be advice for the students or it be one last thing you'd like to say about KSU's College of the Arts?
I would say don't close yourself off to anything. Be open to every single opportunity, anything you hear about, just jump into it, because that could be the thing that helps you take off, so to speak. That could be your niche. Sometimes you come in thinking that you're all about this one thing or this one style of dance or this one style of art, and then you open yourself up to something else and you end up loving it more than you could have ever thought. So I would say just keep an open mind, participate in everything that you can, and you'll really become like your 100%. You'll start finding out who you really are and like solidify yourself as a person, as an artist. Yeah, keep an open mind.
That is such excellent advice that I'm not going to say something different. I'm just going to build to that. I mean, it really is excellent advice. I mean, the university is a place certainly to build some professional skills, but it is as much, if not more, about discovering who you are and how you're going to contribute to the world. And part of that is your profession, but it's also who you are as a spouse or a parent or a citizen. And so take advantage wherever you go to college, KSU, of course, but wherever you go to college, use this opportunity to discover how you're going to contribute to the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shari, Harrison, thank you so much. This was a phenomenal session. Y'all truly kicked us off in style. I really appreciate, oh no, please, thank you. I really appreciate your comments, your advice, the way you've approached your time at the university. I wish we had more time because I want to talk to you about, we'll do it offset.
There's so
I want
many
to talk
things,
to you about
yeah.
what does the future look like for you. So it sounds bright, sounds awesome. Can't wait to continue to follow you as you graduate in December.
Yeah.
Hooty hoo, it's going to happen.
I'm excited.
That's right. Congratulations.
Yay for Shari.
So for everybody that's out there watching this session, or if you come across it later this week, you come across it a month from now, this will live on. The contact information is right here on your screen. So please, if you have questions, we know you're going to have more questions after the session's over, please contact the College of the Arts. They want to work with you. They're incredible people. So make sure you're getting your questions answered about what it's like to be here at KSU, because we want this transition from whether it's high school or you're at a community college or another school and you're like, I've got to get to KSU. We want to make that transition as smooth as possible. So make sure you connect with them. They're wonderful people and they will help you out. Little reminder, again, here at the end, make sure you fill out your raffle entry for the College of the Arts session. So again, really cool. The bag's right here. It's super heavy. Oh, you want to? Okay. Yeah. Please, not yet. Let's wait till the end of the week, Harrison. But fill out your raffle entry. Make sure you get it in there. If you have more questions, keep posting them there in the session, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. The next college up is the College of Science and Mathematics. So make sure you stick around if you want to hear from the College of Science and Mathematics. Again, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Oh, please. We always end these sessions with owl eyes and a hooty hoo. So will you do it with me? Owl eyes and hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo.
An overview of table tennis would essentially be like an extremely fast-paced game in a three-dimensional setting where it's just you and a table. And table tennis is one of the few sports that you can actually play until you're elderly. It doesn't matter how big, short, slow, fast, strong, old, young you are, you can still excel.
I've definitely made a lot more friends since joining the club. If I have free time, I can just go to the game room and shoot a text in our group me, ask if anyone wants to play, and odds are someone's already in there or somebody is down to come play. So it's definitely, like I said, a lot more people you know and a lot more things to do on campus.
I feel like table tennis for me, honestly, it's kind of just served to kind of like, honestly, like this has like become like my home, like my family. You know, I just love this sport so much, and just like I feel more at home now, just like having the sport here, and I don't know, like it just makes me
confidence. So we encourage you to come play, but be ready for that.
You don't go to Kennesaw State just for a degree. You go to find your element. You go to find your rhythm. You go to find your community. You go to find your wings. Find your wings at Kennesaw State University.
We've been busy at Kennesaw State University, getting ready for our Owl Nation to return to campus. The health and safety of our entire community is of the utmost importance. And as our community comes back together, it is critical that we all play an important role in ensuring the health and safety of all owls. One of the first things you will notice is increased signage all over our campuses, reminding us to be safe. All students, faculty, staff, and visitors will be required by the University System of Georgia to wear an appropriate face covering while inside campus facilities and buildings to protect yourself and others. Some locations like university stores, the Market, Talon One, Talon Express, and University Dining will be limiting occupancy based on current state and CDC guidelines. Please try to social distance at all times. Nice work. Retail locations will provide contactless payment options and will have plexiglass partitions at the cash registers to provide another layer of safety. Please wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds. You can sing happy birthday to yourself twice to make sure you're doing it properly. And hand sanitizer stations can be found throughout campus, so sanitize your hands frequently. Cleaning protocols have been enhanced in compliance with CDC and the Georgia Department of Health, and cleaning frequency will increase throughout the day with special focus on high-touch areas. And Scrappy and his classmates will all be wearing masks. Additionally, in our dining areas, seating configurations ensure 6 feet of distancing between tables. We've expanded the Grubhub pickup area, and buffets have been replaced with contactless dining options. Safety protocols apply to the Big Owl bus, too. Visual reminders to social distance are at all bus stops. Masks must be worn by all drivers and passengers. Bus capacity may be limited, so please leave plenty of time to get to classes. And we'll be cleaning buses throughout the day, with increased focus on high-touch areas. In the residence halls, safety signage is prominently displayed, and common areas will be cleaned frequently. We've installed plexiglass partitions in all reception areas, and we're increasing virtual and small-scale programming to prioritize social distancing. And remember, if you are sick and not feeling well, please stay home. You can call the KSU COVID-19 Health Helpline with questions about symptoms and treatment. We look forward to welcoming everyone back this fall. Let's all do our part to support a safe and healthy Owl Nation.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the College of Science and Mathematics virtual open house today. We are so excited to have you with us. My name is Hannah Santoro. I'm the College of Science and Mathematics Advising Manager. Been working in the college for 8 years, so I've seen 2 groups of students walk in the door and walk out the door with their degree programs completed. I have 2 other people with me today, current KSU students, really excited about this, and so I want to give them a second to say hello. I have both Ian and Sine with me. Hello, thank you for joining with me today. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So we really wanted to give you an experience and give you the opportunity to really get to know not only the college, but the student experience for students who are doing majors in the College of Science and Mathematics or involved in science and mathematics in some form. So I'm going to share some information. Let's see. There we go. And so before we even start, we really thought it would be really nice for you to be able to visualize the spaces that you might be taking these classes and experiencing Kennesaw State. We have two primary campuses. We have our Kennesaw campus and our MARIETTA campus. And so we were going to start with some of our space on Kennesaw campus. You'll actually see two images right now. One of them is actually our math and statistics building. You'll see it on the left, and you'll also see the science lab atrium. So I always tell this story because I still think about it today and I share it with students. When I actually came for my interview 8 years ago, I completed my undergraduate degree at KSU myself. So I am a KSU student at heart myself and now actually work here. And when it came time 8 years ago for me to come for my interview, I had only been gone for 2 years to get my master's degree, and I drove back on campus, and the science lab building had just been completed and they were finally offering classes in it. And so I remember driving on campus and seeing this massive science lab building with all of these 5 floors of new lab spaces, used in different ways too. We actually have lab spaces for students for their labs, but we also have faculty who are doing their lab research there as well. And so that science lab atrium is a really fun place where a lot of students sit and spend time in between classes, preparing, studying, working with each other. I know Sine actually has a major on Kennesaw campus. And so when you're thinking about Kennesaw campus, what are some of your favorite things about Kennesaw campus?
Yeah, so I really like how Kennesaw campus it's very diverse and there's so much that you can do here. Like, for example, we have the green, and so it's just a nice place to really relax and just get some sun and get fresh air. So
awesome, thank you for sharing that. And then we're going to spend a little time looking at MARIETTA campus, and you're going to see 2 more images for MARIETTA campus. The one on the left is actually a student standing right in front of our D building. It's that's where a lot of our math classes are housed. So you're actually staring at a student in front of one of the buildings. If you're going to take math classes on MARIETTA campus, that's typically where it's going to be. And then you'll also notice on the right a picture of the globe, and that's kind of one of the staple things on MARIETTA campus. It's right by the Student Center. A lot of times when we're referencing meeting people, it'll be like meet by the globe. And so we wanted to make sure that you were aware of those spaces too, just because it's so vital to MARIETTA campus. And Ian, who's with me today, actually has spent a lot of time on MARIETTA campus. And so what's your take on MARIETTA campus?
I really like it. It feels really homey just because everything's pretty condensed. Everything's within maybe a 5 to 8 minute walk. You know, wherever you're going, it's not more than 5 minutes, and it's great. There's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, back when Pokemon Go was huge, there's, gyms everywhere. So, you're walking around and there's just groups of people just talking and playing the game together. And it's just, everyone's really friendly, and it's just really nice.
That's one of the really cool things about the College of Science and Mathematics also is we span both campuses. So we actually have majors housed on both campuses. And one of the cool things also is just the kind of differences between Kennesaw campus and MARIETTA campus. Kennesaw campus is big, it's fast paced, there's a lot of stuff going on. But like Ian said, when you're on MARIETTA campus, it's like the place that you get to kind of relax. It's like the place to go if you just want to kind of sit outside in nature. They have Frisbee golf through the entire campus, so you can get friends together to play Frisbee golf, so it's a really fun time. And so now that we've kind of talked about the campuses, we wanted to show you some other pictures of students at KSU, kind of in different learning environments too. If we're looking at us, and of course I'm biased, I work for the College of Science and Mathematics, but if we look at the College of Science and Math, we span a lot of different learning environments. It might be that you're in a lecture with other students in a classroom, or you're going to be spending time in our lab spaces, getting that hands-on experience with our labs. You might actually be doing trips. We have boats. And so faculty will actually take students and you'll actually go out and do research right on the water. And so all of the different experiences we have and all of the different things, I think that's what really makes the College of Science and Math cool at KSU, is we have a lot of different opportunities. I want to ask y'all, like, what are some of the favorite things, some kind of learning environments that you've had at KSU? Have you had anything that you didn't, some experience you didn't think you would have?
Yeah, so I am in the AMP program, the Advanced Majors program, and that program is really specialized for students in the College of Science and Mathematics, and they give you in smaller classroom environments, connections with like faculty, and you get like a cohort of students. So every class that you take, all those students are in it. So it's really like a good community for a learning environment, and that's how most of my friends were actually made, from me being in the AMP program, and I'm still friends with them to this day. So it's a really good learning environment.
Awesome. What do you think, Ian?
I would have to agree with AMP.
You've got the shirt, you're repping it, right?
Yeah, I'm repping it. But I did make a few friends through AMP, and also it landed me in, freshman seminar was a course AMP offered, and through that I met my my research professor, Dr. Rana Singha, and I do undergraduate research with her, and I never thought I'd be doing that. I didn't know anything about it, and here I am researching glass that could, be potentially used to help people. And it got me a research grant over the summer. In, I think, January, I'll be traveling to a lab in New York to use some equipment there to continue more of our research. I was supposed to go to a international conference in Louisiana to present some of our research, but they ended up canceling that. And then in a couple months, I'll be going to Georgia Tech to also be using some of their labs. So
that's awesome.
All of that I never expected.
Yeah.
But here I am.
And that kind of, you would think that we planned this, everyone. So that kind of brings me to our next PowerPoint slide, talking about research. And so a lot of times when you think science and mathematics, this is the exact stuff you think about. You think about research and what kind of research that you might be involved in. And just like Ian was sharing his research experiences, we're definitely going to go in more depth because they both have vast research experience. But before we get there, just a little bit in general. So at the university level, when you're in college, a lot of times when you think research, you think about, honestly, graduate level students, right? They're doing research with faculty, they're at grad level, they've got that expertise. One of the glories of Kennesaw State and the College of Science and Mathematics is we do have master's programs, and we're growing them every day, but at the same time, the amount of research that we're trying to get done in our college, we need more than just graduate students. And so we have undergraduate students doing research that typically you might actually only see graduate level students doing, especially if you get involved in projects with faculty early enough. You might have the possibility of actually being published in research journals with those faculty. And so research is definitely a big part of our college as well. And we're definitely going to spend some more time talking about it because I figure that this is the exact kind of stuff that you might want to know at home. So we're going to keep going, and before we go a little bit more in depth with Sine and Ian about their experiences, I want to talk about the majors in our college, because you need to make sure that we have majors that make sense for what you're interested in. So one of our first majors that I'm going to talk about is actually our biology degree. The reason I talk about it first is because it's the largest degree program we have. We actually have over 2,000 students in our biology program. We have two main departments that support those students, our molecular and cellular biology department. We also have an ecology and organismal biology department as well. And so we've got over 2,000 students doing an undergraduate degree in biology, a lot of different tracks in our degree programs as well. So you might be wondering, why would you want to track? Well, tracks are kind of like advising guides. So if you walk in, and especially in a field like biology, you might want to do very different things. I always joke with students, do you want to work with animals? Do you want to work with people? Are you looking at things at the microbe level? Are you looking at plants? Like, what are you wanting to do? Biology is so vast. A lot of our students are interested in pre-professional, med school, dental, pharmacy, optometry, PA, vet, all of those different things. Our biology degree actually has concentrations in a lot of these kind of really popular areas of biology, so that you can walk in the door and know exactly what classes we offer at KSU that will make sense for your career interests. So our popular tracks, we have a pre-professional, pre-med track. That's where our pre-professional med, dent, pharmacy, optometry, PA students typically go. We have a pre-vet track that's pretty popular. We also have tracks in things like microbiology, plant biology, ecology, organismal biology. You might be sitting at home like, I don't even know what I want to do with biology yet. I really just know that I want biology. And we also have a general biology track for students like that, so that you really have the opportunity to explore. A lot of times with science degree programs as well, this is kind of the door opener. Your undergraduate degree gets your foot in the door and gives you some expertise in the science fields in general. But then at the graduate level or professional school level, that's really where you might hone your skills in one subfield of biology. So biology has a really vast array of things at your fingertips, and that's why we have so many different types of tracks for it. Sine is actually a biology major, so we're going to spend a little time talking with her and a little bit about her experience in the degree program. We also have an environmental science degree, and that's actually housed in the biology departments as well. So maybe you're interested in that environmental science side, or maybe you're thinking about careers where it's kind of interdisciplinary. You're looking at environmental policy. That's something that's a hot ticket item right now, is talking about our impact on the environment. We have an environmental science degree that offers you some flexibility in taking things like statistics, taking classes in policy, so that you can kind of hone your skills in some areas that maybe the traditional biology type degree might not offer you. So those are the degree programs we have coming out of the biology departments that we have. We also have a department of chemistry and biochemistry, and they have a large population of students as well, anywhere from 750 students to 1,000 students typically in those programs. We have a chemistry degree, and that chemistry degree offers a lot of different tracks, things like the forensic chemistry track, think bullet residue and looking at plant impact in forensics. So we have forensics track. We have a general chemistry track, because you don't necessarily have to know exactly what you want to do with something when you're walking in the door, just that you want to be in that area again. We also have a biochemistry degree, and that really is kind of the beautiful pairing of the chemistry field and the biology field and how those interact together. So we have a biochemistry degree program. And those are the typical things that students are looking for in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. We also have a Department of Mathematics, and our Department of Mathematics actually houses two different degree programs. We have a mathematics degree, and we have a computational and applied mathematics degree. And you're probably like, what is the difference between the two of them? Why would we have two math degrees? You might want to do very different things with mathematics. When we're looking at mathematics as the degree program, a lot of times that's for students who your goal might be PhD, working at a university, getting that kind of high level PhD, very theoretical experience in mathematics. Or maybe you're really just wanting to get out of the door and get a job after your undergraduate degree. And we have the computational and applied mathematics degree for that. That's typically used by students who more so want to go work in industry after completing their undergrad, or at least before they decide to go back to grad school or something like that. And that computational and applied mathematics degree, we actually give you the ability to do minors. And you're like, probably, what's a minor? Minors are kind of your ability to dabble in different things. So you might be interested in mathematics or statistics, and honestly, those apply to every field, right? Now, if you're working at Delta, or if you're working at even in biology, biostatistics fields, All of these different kinds of things relate to math and statistics, and so that comp and applied math degree gives you a little bit of time and ability to look at different options in mathematics and kind of hone your skills in other things too. We also have the Department of Physics, and the Department of Physics houses our physics degree. Ian has a lot of experience in physics, so we're going to talk to him as well about physics, and that's actually housed on the MARIETTA campus. And so what are you doing in physics? Physics, just like all of the other science and math degrees, we kind of spread across a lot of different fields. And so we have different tracks in the physics degree. We've got some tracks in engineering, a mechanical engineering track, an electrical engineering track. But we also have that general physics track too, because maybe you just want to kind of figure it out as you go, but you know that you love physics. Jokingly, at the same time, sometimes what happens with our physics degree is students think that they want to be engineers, and then they realize that the thing that they love about engineering is physics. And we have the physics degree so that you can keep that passion for physics going. And so we've got all of those different degree programs in the College of Science and Mathematics. Feel free to be chatting questions. Also, if you have questions about these degree programs, we're happy to be answering them for you while we're discussing. And so now I'm going to go ahead and spend a little bit more time talking to Sine and Ian about their experiences in the college. So Sine, I'm going to start with you because you're closest to me. Do you mind giving a little bit of background into your major, what your career interests are, just kind of that stuff?
All right, so hi everyone again. I am a senior and I am majoring in biology with a minor in statistics. And I'm on the pre-med track, but my career goal is to become a medical doctor and still pursue research. Awesome. So I haven't fully committed to a PhD, but I'd still like to.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
So Ian, do you mind sharing a little bit about you?
Yeah, I am a junior, kind of. I'm going for a degree in secondary education with a focus in physics, and also going for Spanish and chemistry minors just because I enjoy the two.
Cool.
So, and I mean, yeah, end up somewhere as a high school physics teacher.
So Ian actually brings up a really interesting thing about the College of Science and Math also. We offer coursework that actually spreads across all of our majors. Regardless of what major you're going to be doing at KSU, you're going to be taking some variant of math, some variant of science. And when we look at education, a lot of times when people have interest in teaching, there's a couple of ways you can do it. So you can actually be like Ian and you can complete an undergraduate degree in education where you have that focus maybe in a STEM area like physics or biology or chemistry or math. Or the other thing that students sometimes think, even if you're not sure if the ultimate goal is teaching, but you're thinking about it, is completing a degree in a discipline. Just doing the biology degree or the chemistry degree or physics or math or what have you, and then actually doing a Master's of Arts in Teaching. And we actually have an MAT program at KSU as well where you can actually get your certification for teaching at the master's level. So if you want to spend a little bit more time in a discipline, then you can actually spend that time and then do it. Or maybe if you already are like Ian and you know exactly what you want to do, then you just go ahead and do it as your undergraduate degree. So another thing that we thought you might be interested to hear about, especially when making decisions about what school makes sense for you, is you really need to know what your life is going to be like every single day at KSU as a College of Science and Mathematics major. So I want to spend a little bit of time again talking with Ian and Sine about the kinds of things that they've been involved in at KSU. So we're going to start with some of the programs and things that you first start, like when you were a first semester student, what stuff did you immediately start getting involved in? And whoever wants to talk first can go.
Okay, I'll go. So yeah, when I first got here, I started doing pre-med programs or clubs. So I was like looking at AMSA. I think that was it. And then I was looking for research, and I joined LSAMP, which is the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, and it really helped me to like find what research I was interested in. And I was in like a biology club too, and yeah, that was about it.
Awesome. Ian, what have you been involved in?
Well, I initially jumped right into the cross-country club Discovered I was way too lazy for that and stopped. And then I also joined the esports club, which is pretty cool. We just, it's mostly just a hangout spot for, gamers and stuff. We also have various competitive teams at the collegiate level, and then, all sorts of different things. And then also I got started in my research freshman year through, as I said earlier, Dr. Runasinger came and talked to our class. It sounded cool, so I joined. And that's pretty much all I did.
Cool. And I think that that's really important to know too. KSU offers a variety of student organizations, programs through the College of Science and Math, just a lot of different things that you can be involved in. We'll spend a bit of time talking more in detail about the specific things the college has, but really a lot of this comes down to getting involved. And you're listening to two students right now who've already told you in their first semester they started getting involved, and it kind of gave them that home feeling being at KSU. So if you're going to come to Kennesaw, one of the things, especially coming from advising, one of the things that we would suggest is getting involved as soon as you get here. The second you walk in the door, not only should you be taking classes, what student organizations? They don't all have to be things like the American Medical Student Association. Definitely still do that if you're pre-med. But they don't all just have to be that. There's tons of fun clubs that you can do. So you can do like the video gaming clubs. There's a lot of different things that you can be involved in. Some of them are specific to students in the College of Science and Mathematics, but there's a lot of stuff just for being a Kennesaw State student as well. So I want to spend a little bit of time also talking about learning communities, because especially if you're thinking about your first year at KSU in the College of Science and Mathematics, we do offer this thing called learning communities. So you're probably thinking, what is a learning community? I have no idea. And for a lack of a better way of describing it, a learning community is like a package of classes. We pre-build these packages, no different than if you went to a fast food restaurant and ordered a combo one, and they know exactly what comes in that combination meal. Learning communities are the same thing. We create these packages of different math classes, of different science classes. They have the freshman seminar course that Ian brought up earlier, and students get to walk into this package of an opportunity. Actually, everybody I'm going to be talking today with has been part of some kind of learning community. And so I kind of want to know, how did the learning communities go? When your first semester, you had Advanced Majors Program Learning Community, how did that experience go for you?
Okay. So yeah, my first year I was in the Advanced Majors program. So most of my courses, it was like the same faces that I was seeing. And it was really good because I do like the students that I'm with. So I guess like a learning community could be kind of bad if you don't like the people you're with, but you'll love everybody.
You'll love the people.
Yeah, you'll love everybody here at KSU. So it was like really good, and they really helped. Having peers who are like you and you can still have a good time with them, that really helps you to stay motivated, and they like check you. So they'll be like, oh, you need to apply to this, like be active, participate. So it was really good.
That built-in support network, and Advanced Majors program offers that as well. And so when we're looking, I actually taught today in her learning community. So I've known her since the beginning. It's a really great way to get to know faculty at KSU, to also get to know staff at KSU, because that's important. You're building relationships. You're going to need letters of recommendation one day. And so starting those relationships your first semester, getting involved with the same group of students in that package, so you're going to take multiple classes with the same people. You really do become like a family unit, even with your faculty members. Those faculty members are like a family unit in themselves. We all communicate with each other as well. We have good relationships, or they have good relationships with advising, and what I mean by that is we look out for the students in our college. So our learning communities give us inside scoop into really getting to know our students, and also giving our students the opportunity to really get to know the College of Science and Mathematics. So I do want to spend a little bit more time actually talking about the Advanced Majors program with the two students who have both been involved and are actually doing very different things career interest-wise and major-wise. And so what do you both have to share about your experiences in the Advanced Majors program?
All right.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, pressure's on. For me, if I'm going to be fully honest. The advanced majors program isn't necessarily geared towards physics students. So there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, working on it. There is some progress being made, and I really appreciate it. But when I started, there wasn't a whole lot for me. So it was mostly just I would go to the AMP social events, and I made a couple friends there, got a group of my own, and yeah, just kind of kick-started me into research and whatnot, landed me my early classes, and it was really nice because the AMP classes are all very small, I mean, comparatively. You know, normally 25 to 30 students, which is really sweet if you're doing, you know, STEM, chemistry, calculus, whatnot, because having that sort of one-on-one experience with your professor is really nice.
Yeah, so I'm really happy that I was selected to be in the AMP program. It's, like I said, it's a good community of students in it, faculty who like really care about you. And so the classes are actually hand selected, and all the material is like really good. And one thing that the AMP, being in the AMP program did for me is that because all of the students were like family, we would always go to office hours. And so it would just like always be a good time in there, and that's how I actually learned so much about like getting involved in research and just all the opportunities out there. So I really attribute what I've done and the opportunities I've sought after to the AMP program.
Awesome. And we're going to talk research now, because that's definitely something that I want to spend more time in detail talking about. So, Sinead, do you mind, since you just spoke, talking about your research, and then we got the inside scoop on glass, and we'll talk about Ian's experience with the research after Sinead. So what kind of research have you done for the College of Science and Mathematics, and what are you focusing on?
Yeah, so I didn't necessarily want to do bench research. Nothing was wrong with it, but yeah. So I was looking for something else to do. So an opportunity came up for STEM education research, and I, jumped at that. And so my involvement in the project started from getting the IRB approved by the Institutional Review Board, and then I helped to recruit participants and like carrying out the research with observations and stuff. And yeah, so it was like I was really involved, and I learned a lot, and it was really statistics heavy. So that's what actually made me want to do like a minor in statistics. And yeah, so then this past summer, of course I'm pre-med, so I knew like I can't do this forever. So I went to UCLA, and virtually, and I did bioinformatics research, and so I really liked that. We were looking at neurological disorders. So that's like my new research interest now, and I'm working with Dr. Singh, and we're getting like a new project together.
Awesome. And Ian, do you mind going a little bit more in detail about the research you've been involved in?
Yeah, so it's technically labeled under material science. What we're doing is there's a glass compound that we've been working on that's composed of cerium and oxygen. And the funny thing about it is once you grind it down to, nanoparticle sizes, the cerium develops two different valences, which if you guys remember from chemistry, that kind of determines how different atoms bond with each other. And so since it has the two different valences, it's bonding with different amounts of oxygen, so it kind of turns into an oxygen sponge, basically. It has little pockets. And so we're thinking that maybe down the line it could be used therapeutically as an antioxidant. So, it could maybe help, not cure, but treat Alzheimer's or different cancers. And our job is to just design the glass, look at its physical properties, and then we send it over to the biochemistry department with Dr. Singh. And then they take a look at how it affects cells, whether or not it's killing them. I don't know the specifics of that side, but yeah.
Awesome.
And I'd just like to add.
Yeah.
So also because of all the research I was doing, I went to a lot of conferences, and I presented my research. So I went to DC, here in Atlanta, even Canada, California. So it was like really good for me to learn how to be a professional and network with people all over the country. Yeah, so.
Awesome. Well, that's another really cool thing about the College of Science and Mathematics is there are big differences between all of the things our students are doing. We have 2 students right here on totally different sides of science. And I think we actually have a question.
Yeah, so we have a great question coming from Valerie asking about the AMP program, and she would love to know how can she apply, or where are the ways
What
for you
to
to
do.
be, what to do.
Yep.
Yes.
So there's actually, we have like a multi-level attack really. So first, if you apply to KSU and you are listed as a College of Science and Math major, we will actually reach out to you. Dr. Jennifer Loughton is the Advanced Majors Program Director, and she works with admissions to make sure she is aware of what students plan to come to KSU in a specific semester. And if you are eligible for our Advanced Majors Program, she will actually send you invitations so you don't even have to look for her. But if you do want to look for her, we actually have a part of our College of Science and Mathematics website. And so if you do a web search for College of Science and Mathematics Advanced Majors Program, the website will show up. It'll have contact information that you can actually look at. And so our Advanced Majors Program, to go a little bit more in detail, even though I don't need to be here, they know everything about this college. A little bit more detail about the Advanced Majors Program. It's typically for students that are more high performing and they're really wanting to come in on day one and start working in the college and really get that in-depth information about about our College of Science and Mathematics, the disciplines that we have. And so Advanced Majors Program, there's definitely some more information on our website. I think we have another question also.
Awesome, thank you. I had a great question from Michael on Facebook. He was asking what you are looking for, whether it's instructors or the dean, the department chair are looking for to approve courses, to be part of research, and to do internships, and what kind of internship opportunities are there?
Yeah, it's like we planned this because we're actually going to have Megan from Career Planning and Development as part of our second segment. So we're going to learn a little bit more about career planning at KSU. But when we're looking at opportunities that you have, our faculty are doing research, all of them. Most of our faculty in the College of Science and Mathematics are involved not only in research projects specific to the College of Science and Mathematics here, but NSF grants and other different kinds of grants out in the world that our faculty are interested in working on their specific area. Like I said earlier, just for example, biology looks very different. You might be interested in plants, you might be interested in animals, you might be interested in a lot of different things. We have faculty that have those specialization areas, and so they're all going to be doing different research. On the College of Science and Mathematics website, we actually have a research section right on that front page. And if you go to that research section, you can see all the core research areas that faculty in the College of Science and Math are involved in. So we've got kind of twofold things going on. Research is happening right in the College of Science and Math. You don't even have to leave campus. We've got opportunities right on home base. But then the other side of that too is the internship piece. And so maybe you want to be involved with a specific industry or organization leader out in the world, and Megan can definitely talk more about career planning's information when we bring her up here. And so we have those opportunities available as well. And that's more about you finding opportunities that make sense for you with all the resources supporting you to figure out what that looks like. And then once you find stuff, actually working with our department chairs, and they will actually look at what kind of opportunities you're thinking and whether or not it makes sense to be part of your degree program. Research and internships are things that you can do as part of your degree. We love that double dipping where it's something really good for your resume, but it's also something really good for your degree program. So we have a lot of different options when it comes to that as well. So I just wanted to end this segment. We're actually gonna, in 1 minute, show you an Advanced Majors Program video straight from Dr. Loughton, but I had one more message that I wanted to ask my guests, Sine and Ian, about. If you could look back at school, what is one thing that you wished you knew when you walked in the door? It's a hard one.
Yeah, I would say be ready to do anything. Be fearless. Sometimes you're gonna have to do stuff alone, and that's okay, you know. College is really a different game. So it's really you now. It's not your parents or the teachers. It's like whatever you set your mind to do, that's what you'll do. So yeah, really just owning up and being responsible for what I want to do.
Awesome. Ian, do you have any last minute thoughts?
Yeah, I would say do your research, look into things. Don't be scared to experiment. If you think a class looks cool, take it. If you like the sound of that minor, take it. If that major even remotely seems like something you want to do for the rest of your life, try it out. Because you have so much time. You have so much time to figure out what you want to do. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to, chase your heart, whatever makes you happy.
Awesome. That's a good end piece for this. So we actually are going to show you a video about the Advanced Majors program right now. And just 1 minute or one last thank you so much for both of you being here as our representative College of Science and Math current students. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about what it looks like after you leave KSU and the College of Science and Mathematics and what opportunities exist and what that looks like.
One of the neat things about our program at Kennesaw is our ability to get students hands-on experiences. I think that's important because you may come into a program with an idea about who you're going to be and where you're going to go, but until you've had the opportunity to get out and experience that, you really don't have much way of knowing if that's right for you.
Some people might be scared to talk to professors, but I don't think that's the case. For myself, I'm always going to office hours, always have surprise visits, and they're always really welcoming and receptive. So it's just that feel of a family that I really enjoy.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the Advanced Majors program. My name is Dr. Jennifer Loughton, and I'm the director of the Advanced Majors program, which we call AMP. And I'm also an associate professor of biology in the Molecular and Cellular Biology department here at KSU in the College of Science and Mathematics. I teach a lot of upper-level courses like immunology and virology, but I also teach Bio 1, so I hope to see you in my Bio 1 course this upcoming fall. So before we talk about orientation and registration, I wanted to point out some of the advantages you might expect as part of the Advanced Majors program. First, each semester we offer sections of math and science courses that are only for AMP students. The advantage here is that the courses are smaller than a typical section, so instead of being 100 or 200 students, they're generally capped to about 48 to 72 students for our lower level classes and 24 or 48 for our upper level classes. They're also taught by award-winning faculty that students rate highly, so you have faculty that you know are going to care about your success and are happy to help you succeed. They want you to succeed. And in these courses, because we have students that are just with science and math majors, we also focus on introducing things to you that will help you in the future. The other thing that AMP is great for is that we expose you to college opportunities and career events. So you'll get a weekly email digest telling you about all the different opportunities that are going on within the college and within KSU to make sure that you're aware of them. For instance, we have guest speakers. AMP brings in various guest speakers from medical schools, dental schools, pharmacy schools, all kinds of different careers that you may be considering so that you can see what will make for a good applicant ahead of time. We also have lots of social and community building events with faculty and staff so that students in AMP are able to interact with faculty and staff. Because remember, the key is these are the people that are going to be writing recommendations for you, whether it's for additional scholarships, summer internships, or even when you move on to graduate school or medical school, things like that. So we really want you to be able to interact with your faculty so you can get to know them, but moreover, they can get to know what a great individual.
Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed those videos, learning a little bit about student success in the College of Science and Mathematics and what that looks like. And then definitely another hot ticket thing, the Advanced Majors program, something that people want to know about, and listening to some of the words straight from Dr. Loudon. You might also notice that I actually have 2 new people with me sitting, and I want to say thank you so much for being with me today. I actually have Jessica and Megan. Do you mind introducing yourselves really quickly, and then we'll kind of talk more in detail about stuff?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm Jessica Reyes. I'm a recent KSU graduate. Woo, who knew? Back when I was here, I actually graduated last May 2020. And I graduated with a degree in applied mathematics with a minor in statistics and data analytics. I'm now working full-time. I'm a data scientist at Equifax, and that's really exciting. It's really awesome to just see the fruits of your labor and being able to contribute in some way after graduation.
And I'm Megan Stoltzfus. I am the Career and Internship Advisor for the College of Science and Math. I help students when they're looking for internships. I have a bunch of different resources that I share, as well as help you with producing cover letters, resumes, interview preps, just about anything for your post-KSU goals.
Awesome, thank you, and welcome again. So we all know why you're coming to college. You're coming to college to get out of college to have a career. And so we wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to see what that looks like as a Kennesaw State student and as potentially even a recent graduate from KSU. And so before we kind of pick Jessica's mind a little bit and what got her to where she is today, I wanted to give Megan an opportunity to kind of share some of the cool events and different things that the Career Planning and Development Office has going on all of the time, year-round, that you can get involved in to help you really get that dream job, the dream career that you're interested in. So do you mind sharing a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. So as a department, we have a ton of events that go on every semester. We have at least 3 career fairs every semester, including our all majors fair and a STEM fair focused on a lot of our College of Science and Math students. We also have career exploration nights. They look a little different this year than they have in the past, but still is an opportunity for students to get in front of employers at different companies and kind of have a little bit more of a relaxed session asking them about what their company does, what it looks like in that industry, and really giving them a better perspective on what to expect when they get to their professional careers. We also do a lot of workshops. A lot are being offered online right now as well to help you with resumes, interviews, personal pitches, again, anything in between that you're going to need to do when you get out there to start your job search. And then also our department offers appointments. So you can have an appointment with me one-on-one at any point in time. You can book that with me, and we can, again, I do resume reviews, cover letter reviews, personal statements if you're looking to go to grad school or if you're looking to talk to a professor about what you are looking to research and why you'd make a good research assistant or intern with them. And one of my favorite things to do is called career exploration, where kind of like Hannah was talking about earlier, maybe you know you want to do biology, but you're not 100% sure what you want to focus on in there or what you're really interested in, or maybe you're in between, like maybe I want to go and get my MD, or maybe I don't. I can work with you. I sit down and I talk to you. I love to get to know like what your interests are, and I have some different tools and resources at my disposal that we can work through and evaluate together and hopefully come up with something that fits you not only in your aptitudes but also in your interests. If I can, a quick example, I had one student who was in biology and she absolutely loved it. She loved doing the research, but she also really had a passion for art. So through some different exploration that we did together, research, talking, she's actually, now that she's graduated, she's going on and doing a program to become a biological illustrator for software companies, for education companies, as well as there's opportunities within different publications and journals that she can do to help others in the field be able to express their research and their findings to people in different ways that is going to be able to be understood by the masses. So that's a little bit about me and what I do.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. I think that's another thing, especially coming out of the academic advising office that I work in for the college, is you might have that idea, like, I want to do something in science, but you don't know what that looks like yet. And you need to kind of allow us to give you the opportunity and share the resources that we have to help you figure that out. A lot of our degree programs, they actually start in the same place course-wise, and so we will typically utilize those introductory level courses to really help us figure out exactly where you need to be. You might walk in the door actually and think that biology is the thing that you want, and then you'll take chemistry and you'll just absolutely thrive. And then we might look at a biochemistry degree or a chemistry degree with a specific track. I know Jessica's actually had a lot of different experiences that kind of shaped how she ended up to where she is right now. And so I kind of want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. What led you to your job right now? What experiences did you have in the college that kind of set that home?
Yeah, it's a big question because there were a lot of different moments in my undergraduate career that really helped build me up to where I am today. And I can't just pick just one, but it really all started from my freshman year and it built from then on. And in my freshman year, I had the great opportunity of partaking in research, and that's where I actually met Dr. Bell. She was my professor in the KSU 1101 course, and we were doing very introductory statistics and data analytics. And little did I know, but she comes from a very similar background with mathematics and statistics, and so she really took me under her wing amidst all the other pre-med students in the class. I was the one math student, and so she really was there to mentor me as a freshman, and that relationship really grew over the years. The next year, whenever I was interested in doing research at other universities, collaborating with other students, and also doing research here at KSU, she was the first to advocate for me. She wrote the letters of recommendation, and so it really goes to show how the relationships you build really can take you so many places. You just have to put yourself out there, connect with other people, and I would say that's one of the big takeaways looking back now that I've graduated, is that it really wasn't a solo effort. It wasn't just me. I went out of my way to talk with other people, and those mentors then encouraged me to network with even more people, and that's where I got to present at conferences, did even more research. I eventually did an internship with IBM, and it really just grew and it built over the years. So now I look back and I'm like, wow, I got one competitive internship opportunity, I think 3 research opportunities during my time here. I got to present at over 5 conferences, so many different states. I got to present to Congress, our US Congress, and then also at the state level. Here at the Georgia State Capitol. So there are so many defining moments, but also so many people that I met along the way that really built me to who I am and where I am.
I think you should come and work for my office and talk to KSU students of the future, because the exact same things that you were just saying, and actually Sine and Ian said it as well, trying new things, getting out there, experiencing, getting to know faculty, getting to know staff. getting these relationships, picking the brains of people who did it before you, can really help you figure out exactly how you're going to end up where you end up. You don't have to walk in the door and have it all figured out. That is not an expectation at all. I think a lot of people think that they do. You have to walk in and be like, I'm going to be a cardiologist one day, but you may have never talked to a cardiologist before. And so taking the opportunity to experience different things and talk to different people who are doing different things. So I also, do you want to add something?
In terms of like the curriculum too here at KSU, because I did my major in applied mathematics and then the minor in statistics and analytics, I got a lot of exposure through my minor by really having the freedom to pick what type of project I want to do my analytics on. I know a lot of the peers in my class, you don't have to come from a math background. They came from economics or biology or psychology, and they were interested in doing sports analytics. And I was able to do my analytics on education. So it really allowed me to explore what I was interested in. And eventually my senior year, one of my last statistics classes was based off of credit modeling. And that is what got me interested in the financial industry. And so it really expanded my options when it came down to applying for jobs. I was applying for a variety of analytics positions, anywhere from public health to financial. So it's a really good program, and that was just alone on the academic part of it. So. All good things.
A lot of times when we talk College of Science and Mathematics, and many of you might actually be listening because you're interested in those biology, biochemistry, chemistry fields, because you might want to be a doctor or a vet or a PA or something like that. But there's these kind of like unsung heroes that we're trying to sing very loudly now, and it's the kind of things that Jessica's been doing. She's a data scientist. That sounds like that would be an okay thing to end up being. And so being able to look at the varied experiences that you can have, the different disciplines that we offer, how different, but also at the same time, how similar they can be, depending on how you're using them. So I wanted to ask Megan also, what does it look like from like a first year student to a senior? Like how can they use your services over time?
Absolutely. So initially I will see students their first year because they've come in and they're interested in getting a research opportunity on campus, or they're thinking ahead to what can I do? I want to go to med school. I need to go to med school. What do I do? So I'm planning with them or going through like researching different schools that they may want to attend, what those requirements are going to be, helping them maybe select a few different organizations that might fit what they want to do, like Sine was talking about earlier, and really kind of planning that out for them. And then they'll check in again with me maybe sometime in their sophomore year, now that they have some more things to start putting on their resume and qualifying for more internships and opportunities. So we'll work on that, get that all together, think about a cover letter as well, so that they can start reaching out and networking, checking in again, like we were talking about, networking with their professors or others, maybe people outside of the campus as well, friends, family friends, friends of friends. So we try to lay out a networking plan for them to reach those ultimate goals that they have. And then also coming to junior year, especially for some of those med school students, we're talking more about what that's going to look like and how we can help prepare for that. But then for some of those that maybe aren't on a med school track, we're really starting to hone in on what that internship's going to look like. Where is it going to be? What are they looking to do? Are they doing any informational interviewing, talking to professionals in the industry or at a company that they hope to be a part of, and really getting to know the good, the bad, and hopefully not so ugly aspects of the job or of the career, so that they can decide if that's really what they want to invest their time in. And also then senior year, I'm hoping that we're kind of just putting that little bow on the whole package. You've got a resume that's ready to go, you've got a cover letter ready to go, and you can sell yourself to an employer at a career fair or during an interview, during a networking event. And then you're really just starting to get out there and sell yourself to them. So, yeah, and we're here the whole time.
I wish that we could like talk for the next 5 hours. And it's one of those, you look at the time and you're like, where did the time go? Because there's so much more information that we could share. I do want to say again, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about not only the resources we have in-house, but also what it can do for you. We love talking about Jessica. Dr. Bell and I she's actually watching right now. And so I was really excited. I knew you were going to be here, so I needed her to know that. So thank you so much for joining us. I've actually got contact information up right now, and I think Jordan is going to kind of pop in and end the show. Megan, do you mind kind of squeezing out?
No,
so that
not at all.
He can wrap up this session, but thank you so much for listening.
I couldn't let y'all have all the fun as we end today, so unfortunately, asking Megan to get off the screen. Thank you so much. But Megan, Jessica, Hannah, incredible session. Jessica, wow. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm sitting in the back going, what have I been doing with my life?
Right, me too. Me too.
So well done. And we can't wait to continue to keep up with you as you continue to do incredible things with your life. Best of luck as you continue to go. We hope you take KSU with you everywhere that you do go.
Well,
as it sounds like that you do. We have had a phenomenal first day of virtual open house. Thank you all so much for joining with us today. Thank you so much for participating, for asking questions, for engaging. Continue to ask questions. Join us again tomorrow. We have some fantastic sessions tomorrow. College of Ed's up first. We've got College of Computing and Software Engineering, and then we've got Financial Aid and Scholarships tomorrow. So big hitter day, just like today. Please, please, please make sure you fill out your raffle entry. If you haven't done that again for this session, raffle entry on there. Make sure you join every session that you watch. Make sure you're filling out the raffle entry so you have the chance to win the really cool bag that I was showing off earlier that has tons of goodies in it. So thank you. Thanks for participating. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We do always end with Owl Eyes and Hootie Hoo. So will y'all do that for me as we head out?
Of course.
Awesome. Okay. Hootie Hoo, everybody.
Hootie hoo.
Hootie hoo.